In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Oh, hello, boys and girls. Good evening. Welcome. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, Minnesota, come for the fraud. Stay because snow drifted up a foot high in the air. Why do we do that? Why did our ancestors decide this was the place? I really don't get Somalis. Like, Somalis come here from the desert, and this seems like a good place. I mean, financially, it's working out pretty well for them. I guess you make some sacrifices. Florida wouldn't tolerate this shit. But, like, I guess my people come from Germany, Sweden, Norway. They're used to it. So I guess this was fine for them. But, I mean, really, fuck them. How white do you want to be? And I don't mean that culturally. I mean that just, like, skin tone-wise. I mean, I'm outside enough in the summertime. I can get downright biracial on a bitch, but like that didn't come out right. But like in the winter, it just goes right back to Dracula. And this is not helping the Dracula thing. Oh boy, I am really starting. I'm unknown Hinson maxing. Look it up, you'll get it. It's I'm not 40 yet, but like part of me wants to like speed run to 40. Because this looks middle-aged as fuck. We were doing the show today, and what an amazing morning show we had. Thank you guys so much. I hope that the evening show has similar results. You guys have been fantastic. But Johnny was talking about Stranger Things, and we're going to have a clip of that later in the week. But Johnny was talking about the Stranger Things controversy. He watches the show. I don't. My daughter and Johnny have that in common. They both like Stranger Things. Fine, whatever. And Johnny was letting us know how the gay thing is not really a big deal. And as he was talking, I was watching myself here in the OBS monitor. And I was like, dude, my fucking forehead is officially bigger than the rest of my face. It's the nerve that I have to be on video every day. You guys are going to be able to sue eventually for damages. It's my forehead. You could fit. You know how like they do those animations where like, here's what continents you could fit the contiguous United States into. Take my face, like the configuration below the eyebrows, and put them on my forehead. And somebody can probably do this. And I bet you can fit it on there, or at least like my chin will barely be into my eyes. If you're wondering, hey, what is Aaron doing when he's not listening to his co-host talking? I'm staring at my face and like measuring the age of a tree from the rings in the trunk. I'm going, I wonder how many of my faces I could fit in my forehead. And just watching as this goes. I remember when my buddy Shane and I first realized that what we were touching was the top of our heads with our cocks. And I was like, it was like, oh my God, this is a problem. Oh, wait. Oh shit. Should we take this call? Hold on a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, we just got started. What's up with you?
just checking in to see what's going on for the New Year's.
Oh, just doing a show. I was just talking about how big my forehead's getting in my old age.
Oh, well, that's better than having a stroke.
Well, I mean, if you want to make it a fucking victim contest, I guess. Yeah, you had a stroke. Wow.
I win.
Yeah, congratulations. Wow, my forehead. I was just talking about how I can fit one of my faces into my forehead.
Yep. Hair club for men and hair cub for, I don't know, more brain cells, Henley.
You having another stroke right now?
Oh, no, we're good.
I heard you say hair cub for men, and I went, oh, shit. I don't.
Oh.
Do me a favor. If you're going to have another one, don't do it on the phone with me for two reasons. One, like, I'm going to feel like shit. And two, I am so woefully unequipped to handle that it'll be bad for you.
Right.
So please stay healthy in my presence because you don't want to trust your life to me.
Understood. So everything is good?
Everything's set. Yeah. For those of you who are wondering why this call is out of the blue, Oz messaged me a little bit ago to check in.
Yeah, you're saying I had a stroke?
I'm having a stroke. My forehead's making me do it. You would think bigger forehead, bigger brains, but no. I had to dig myself out of the swell of snow that was at the bottom of my driveway today. Before the show, I passed the fuck out. And I did not set an alarm, and luckily I woke up at 5:30. But I did that thing where you fall asleep and it's light out, you wake up and it's dark out, and you forget who the fuck you are for a minute.
Understand.
Yeah, but no, I've been digging out of all this shit all day. It's awful. I even left I feel guilty. I left the middle part of my driveway unshoveled because I'm like, fuck this. And that's not a good place to be in December.
No. But, yeah, so I was thinking about coming back, but, I just opened up this daycare center, so I don't know. The money's pretty good right now.
Oh, are you leveraging the income you're making on this totally real daycare center to squeeze more money out of the toe?
No, actually, Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, I guess, get them on both ends. No, you were asking earlier just before the show started, no show on Thursday on New Year's.
Okay.
I'm going to do our Rumble Friday is going to be Wednesday. And then I'm going to do a show on Friday, but that's kind of like I did this past Friday, just for people who aren't taking the rest of the week off. We're going to do kind of a lazy Rumble Friday-ish secondary show. And as long as people want to do links and fuck around and stuff, I'll stick around for a couple hours, get everybody to work, and then I'll fuck off as well on Friday.
Perfect.
Yeah, so that's the schedule. So now we've done our schedule in front of the audience on the air. That's got to be very exciting for them.
Yeah, it's very professional. That's how we roll. It's how we rolled back in 101. So.
Back in the 101 days, for sure. All right, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. And yeah, you came back for 2 weeks, and then you get 2 weeks off. That is basically like having a government job.
Right. Well, minus all the stealing.
Well, I'm sure there will be opportunities here too.
All right.
Right.
Leave some cash on the table. I'm sure it won't go anywhere.
Absolutely. Later, buddy. Oh, all right. I thought he was going to say bye. That's so awkward when you say bye to someone on the phone and they don't say anything back. Oz, ladies and gentlemen. Historically White says, I met Hinson. He's pretty cool. When I got a chance to talk to Billy Bob Thornton after that Boxmasters show at Raleigh's, we talked about baseball and we talked about our respective pitching careers and everything else. I never talked to him about Danny Baker, and I meant to. I said if I ever talked to, before we went to the show, I'm like, if I get to talk to Billy Bob, I want to ask him about Danny Baker, who was the drummer for the Boxmasters. He was Unknown Hinson, who was one of my favorite internet characters ever, and he lost all of his gigs. He had to retire and everything because he called Dolly Parton a cunt and a communist and a bunch of other shit. And they just said, yeah, I'm sorry, man. You got to fucking go. You can't do that. But I never did. I never got to ask Billy Bob about Danny Baker, and I'll regret that until the day my hair finally moves off the top of my head. Miss Tay showing up tonight and gifting a membership. Thank you very, very much.
There's so many Somalians in this bitch.
I appreciate that. Finish the Wall says Ralph is going live straight until New Year's if he makes the goal. Really, I'm not supposed to even say the word goal until 8:25. I didn't have to say that word at all this morning, which I love. Do that again tomorrow morning. Do that tonight. I do have a gimmick for tonight. I don't know if you'll give a shit about the gimmick tonight, but I wanted to do the gimmick anyway. If we get home, shall we say, tonight, I want we're going to start. So I'm giving Johnny an end of year bonus because we did well this year. And then I'm going to give him another $25 on top of that because I want him to get a cheap bottle of Old Granddad. We were just talking about shitty, cheap booze on the morning show today. And I said, if I give you an extra $25, will you promise to get a bottle of Old Granddad and either drink it on stream or for New Year's? And he said yes. So I think what we should do, if we, let's just call it get home, and it is a smaller number tonight. Once we're home, I'll let you know, and then individuals can throw in, and that money will, like, I'll get him extra bottles of shit. So, like, I'll do Old Granddad. And then if we're home and someone gives like $30, they'll be like, get him a bottle of Makers on me. Get him this on me. Get him that on me. I think that would be kind of a fun thing. The other way you could do that is you could go watch Johnny's show and just give him the money directly. But if you don't do that, if you don't watch Johnny or whatever, that's kind of the fun little gimmick, the kind of hustle grift gimmick that will do for tonight. Thank you, Miss Tay, for starting us off with a gifted membership. I appreciate it. Redbird with $2 says, don't feel self-conscious about your forehead. This clip highlights your good features. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not me. That's not me. That's a gibbon. That's a gibbon monkey. That's a gibbon. That's not me. Now I'm going to be like that homo, Quint. No, what's his name? Clav. I'm going to be like that clavicular guy. I'm going to start smashing my face bones with hammers and shit so I can look smack, so I can disguise this putrid shit hanging off of my chin. Or maybe after you go to the gym and you run a bunch of full court basketball games, maybe don't follow that up with McDonald's, you fat piece of shit. That's a possibility as well. But no, we have a great show tonight. I'm very excited. I'm actually very excited about the day I've had in general. Very productive day today. I called. I made. I'm getting like all of my end of year appointments in this week because there's a bunch of shit I pay every month for and I never use, like my dental insurance, my vision coverage, all this stuff. And it's like, what the hell am I doing? I could use a new pair of glasses. I haven't gotten an eye exam in like 3 years, even though I have free fucking eye exams every year. And then I have. Like I never use my dental because I have shitty teeth. And every time I go to the dentist, something bad. It's either something bad or it's just waiting for bad news. And the last time I went, they had a simple filling. And they fucked it up and they didn't seal it off right. And they damaged a bunch of nerves and shit. And I was in so much pain. It was the most dental pain I've ever been in my life. So I went to my old dentist and I had them refill it. And they charged me for it to fill it again. They fucked it up again. I'm on the golf course and all of a sudden just that shooting pain comes back. I go the third time. They do it on the house. They fuck it up. I'm like, I'm not stepping foot in there again. They refer me. They drilled away so much of the fucking tooth that they sent me to an oral surgeon and they pulled my 2 top wisdom teeth that I apparently still had and then pulled that tooth while I was out. And ever since that experience, I went, yeah, fuck that. I'm not going to the dentist. And that was like 1.5 years, 2 years ago. And then this back molar started acting up. And, fuck, I'm just like, and I'm water picking it. I'm brushing it religiously. I'm just like, we'll keep it clean. We'll keep it clean. Maybe it won't get any worse than that. It won't get any more sensitive. Then I'm like, this weekend it started hurting and I'm like, oh, fuck. Well, that's what dental insurance is for. So I called today. I made an eye exam appointment. I'm going to get some new glasses. That's tomorrow. And then Wednesday, I have a dentist appointment. I'm going to a new dentist. Like, finding a new dentist is the hardest thing in the world because every new dentist wants to poke and prod and we're going to do this to you and do this. I'm like, look, I got a tooth that I hate. I want you to either, one of two things is going to happen. Either they're going to drill it and fill it, or they're going to root canal and cap it. I found out they don't like to pull teeth. They're like that. We like to save teeth as much as we can. And so I'm either going to have it drilled and filled or have it root canaled and capped. I don't care either one as long as I'm done with it. And they're like, nope, we're just going to x-ray you, diagnose you, set an appointment to do the whole thing, and then we're done. I'm like, oh, thank Christ. So I definitely found because like I have shitty teeth. I've always had shitty teeth. My dad has shitty teeth. My son, we do what we can for him. He doesn't have as shitty a teeth as I do, but his dentist said he's got weak enamel. It's hereditary, so that's on me, bud. That's why I pay for it. But yeah, I made the eye appointment. I made the dentist appointment. I'm excited. I'm really pumped about it. Went out and shoveled all that drifted blizzard snow. Oh my God, you haven't lived until you've shoveled the end of a Minnesota driveway after a wind-whipped blizzard. Oh, it's a different kind of workout, my man. Imagine 7-degree weather and you're pouring sweat. It's an amazing feeling. You pop on a YouTube video, you start shoveling, and you go to town. By the way, I tried to listen to something. I was editing clips of the show before I went out and shoveled. And there were channels I'm subscribed to, and on the left side of YouTube, it shows you who's live. I did not know that I was subscribed to Win by 2 Radio. And I'm like, holy shit, that guy's still around. I haven't heard hide nor hair of that guy for a long time. So I clicked on Win by 2 Radio, and I don't know if I've never listened to him before or what, but I was like, this guy's the fucking worst broadcaster I think I've ever heard in my life. I mean, it's just... First of all, it's that really shitty, and I love Red Bar, but it's a shitty Red Bar impression. It's not it's not his personality. Everything he says is just remarkably banal and safe. It's not an interesting take on anything. And then repeat yourself 15 fucking times in a row. It's like a 5-hour show that could last about 7.5 minutes. Like, honestly, the guy was shitting on that Carl. And I'm like, that's like one of the easiest guys in the world to shit on. And no shit, he made me want to pick up the phone and text Carl and go, look, I know you guys are reeling from not being able to put a dent in the toe, but I just want to say, as shitty as you may be and as awful as you may be, you're not nearly as untalented as John from Win by 2. I fought the urge to do it. But holy shit, I want to sue him to get that time back. Honky's telling me, Aaron, you should go to the Leering dentist in St. Paul. I heard they're really, really good. You know, I tried to get in with the Leering dentist, but funny thing happened. When I called them, nobody answered the phone. It's very odd. Hobo Chili Recipe with $1 says, Aaron, your teeth look like a rotting picket fence at a foreclosed home. I mean, kinda. Yeah, what are you going to do? Argue with the guy when he's right? Honky says, Win by 2. Watched by none. See, like, that even feels mean. And I don't feel like picking on the guy. You know, because it's like there are some people you watch them and you go, total podcast death. Like, there's nothing like anything I can do is like kicking a corpse. It's like feeling bad about making fun of Carl and those guys after that dismal failure of a phone call they did to the jail. It's just like, don't kick guys when they're down like that. You know? That's don't do that. Just try to rise above once in a while. Thank you guys for the contributions. I appreciate it. You know where to send those. 74 memberships away from 500. Is that where we're at? 74. All right. I mean, look, if you get there tonight, we'll certainly add another half hour. I certainly don't think we're going to add 74 memberships in a night. But I appreciate what you guys are doing. Feel free to continue. This was brutal. The Buffalo Bills released their kicker because of a mistake that cost them the game and the division in their loss to the Eagles this past week. They lost 13-12. Their kicker, Michael Badgley, missed a kick. It was blocked. The Eagles special teams blocked the extra point, and the Eagles end up winning by 1 point. And because that kick was blocked, the Bills cut him. Now, the Bills had an amazing year, but I don't follow their kicker, I'll be honest. But I'd imagine that your kicker's having a decent year as well, and you don't cut him after fucking one kick. I mean, it seems kind of brutal. Plus, you're the Buffalo Bills. You've got Josh Allen. He's supposed to be the hottest shit there is. You can't score more than 12 points against an Eagles team that's been pretty hot and cold, pretty dysfunctional all season long. You can't score more than 12 points? I don't think it's Michael Badgley's fault. Everybody has a kick blocked once in a while. I mean, I don't think Big Dick Bill ever has. I don't think Will Reichard's had one blocked, but he will at some point when he slows down a little bit. But, I mean, cutting the guy. This reminds me of when Mike Zimmer, and this is when I turned on Mike Zimmer, and I'm like, I'm fucking done with this guy. And it was early on in his tenure. We drafted a kicker named Daniel Carlson, who I think is still kicking, if not for the Raiders, someone else. I think Carlson's still going. And he was a rookie, and one of his first games, it was like the second game of the season, he missed 3 kicks against Green Bay, and we tied with the Packers. We didn't even lose. It was a tie at Lambeau. And he missed 3 kicks, and Zimmer cut him. Went on to have a really long career after that. In fact, I think he's still playing. Daniel Carlson. Yeah, he's still a Raider. If I'm not mistaken, he's been a Raider ever since we cut him. He's only 30 years old. Oh, God. We drafted him in 2018. So for the last 7 years, he's been making us eat it. We've had nothing until we got Will Reichard. We've had nothing but kicking problems. So sometimes shit canning a kicker might feel good in the moment, but long term, I mean, Badgley might catch on with somebody else, and he might shove it up your ass. I mean, how great would it be? And how great would it be for the Bills? Their history when it comes to kickers, if Badgley lines up against them in a Super Bowl and kicks the game-winning field goal. I mean, that would be poetry. That would be par for the course for the Buffalo Bills. I don't believe in cutting a guy after one bad kick. I mean, shit, the Vikings will let a guy miss 8 bad kicks before Reichard, and he could still stay on the team. Greg Joseph was here for a few years, and he was never worth a shit, and we kept him. But I guess then again, you don't want to model your franchise after us. Coach O'Connell said today, if McCarthy can grip the football this week in practice on that hand, he's going to go. I'm excited for that. $5 from Redbird says, I see we're at the I'm not touching you bit where Aaron spends 5 to 10 minutes not talking about internet drama. I was just telling you about something I listened to today that sucked. I just wanted to share it with you so that you would know what to avoid. Oh, Eric Cartman, really? He's down to that, huh? Well, everyone peaks and then eventually goes away when they don't really have anything to go on. Thank you for the update. And thank you guys for the memberships and the contributions to start off tonight's show. 180 of you checking out the toe. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. I appreciate it. Speaking of football, somebody asked about this story this morning. I had to go find it. Apparently, changing the channel when the game is on means different things for different people. I mean, for me, if somebody changes it or I step on the remote or some damn thing happens and the game channel gets changed, oh, fuck, I'll be rattled for a second, get the remote, change it back. Okay, we're back in business. I'm a jittery fuck. It can happen. Murder has never occurred to me, especially not murder and then blowing my own brains out. I would imagine that if you're killing people over the channel getting changed in the football game, I think it might be about something else. I think it's possible that this might have just been that one straw that finally caused the camel's back to break. This was a story out of course, Tampa.
Now, News Channel 8 at 10 on the CW Tampa Bay, sponsored by Farah and Farah.
Good evening, I'm Ty Russell.
Oh my God, I saw that guy. He was running a daycare in Minneapolis last week.
Thank you so much for joining us for News Channel 8 on the CW Tampa Bay. A mother of 3 is dead and one of her children is injured after...
That's so fucked up when they start the news and they're like, hi, I'm Ty, and we're going to have a great night of news tonight. A mother is dead and she was murdered and her kid was shot. Could we... Like, I always start the show with something light. I like to come in, either a fucked up video, a personal anecdote, start light, ease into it, do a show. And then if you got a story like this, you do it after 20, 25 minutes. We don't go from, hi, good night, everybody, and welcome to the evening news. Murder-suicide over a football game. What do you say? Fuck.
A fight over Monday Night Football turned into a murder-suicide. News Channel 8's Ryan Arbogast is in Lakeland tonight with the grieving family as they visit their niece who is still in ICU.
This family just wants to know why. Why there's...
Because somebody changed the channel on the football game. Fuck, have you not been listening? Maybe if we would have been better listeners.
Sister was murdered, why their 13-year-old niece is fighting for her life in the ICU, and why something as simple as changing the channel on the television could simply destroy a family.
I would tell her that I'm so sorry and I couldn't be there to protect her as her big sister.
Like, does this have to be the biggest fucking downer? Oh, of course, he wore his goddamn Eagles jersey. God, you fucking Eagles fans. You don't know a goddamn thing about appropriateness. You don't know a goddamn thing about time and place. Make sure I'm repping the Eagles when we're talking about your dead sister. Fuck. God, Eagles fans might be, like, whenever you see, like, what you remember the guy from Ned's Declassified, that Nickelodeon show? He was on meth and they found him on the streets a week or two ago. And it's like, oh my God, look at this. This is terrible. By the way, they got him into some kind of rehab or whatever, or some kind of mental health place. He busted out and he's smoking meth out on the streets again. I mean, if addicts aren't ready to get better, there's nothing you can do for them. But remember, we all saw that. And we're like, wow, that's like the lowest a person could ever get. Just remember, Eagles fans exist.
And someone you could count on.
You didn't deserve this, but I promise you I will love your baby so hard.
Jesus. I mean, again, like NBC Channel 8 in Tampa, Florida. Did we have to make, I mean, the subject matter of the story already is depressing as shit. Does it have, I mean, is this going to be your Emmy story? This is what you're going to submit?
Cold blood at her home along Lemon Avenue in Lakeland Monday night. Crystal Kenny's sister Stephanie making the trip to the regional hospital to...
Oh, it's a lesbian Eagles fan. I think, right? That's those are two ladies. All right. Still, fucking take the Eagles shit off at the hospital. Do you think when that 13-year-old wakes up, she's going to want to see a football jersey? God damn it. It's like the old Bill Hicks bit about, like, all these Christians walking around wearing a cross. You think when Jesus comes back, he's going to want to see a fucking cross? You think when that little girl wakes up, she's like, where is everybody? And then she sees an Eagles jersey. Oh, my God, my dad.
Her niece. This 13-year-old girl is a survivor.
Heart sinking and dropping's not even the word.
The Polk County Sheriff's Office says this man, Jason Kenny, Crystal's husband, killed her and shot his stepdaughter in the face after refusing to turn off his football game.
Wait, they wanted him to turn off the football game. He counteroffered with shooting one to death. And, I mean, you shoot someone in the face, you're trying to kill him. That's it? There's got to be more to it.
Sickening to know that he would go around telling people how proud he is of her.
Sheriff Grady Judd says the victim's 12-year-old son called 911. And when emergency crews rolled in, even they were horrified, finding the teen and mom plus a 1-year-old in a crib untouched.
Jesus.
This is things that are never supposed to happen.
This husband turned accused murderer has no prior arrests, and Polk County was never called for domestic abuse.
They got to look deeper into this. This is something ain't right. The story ain't jiving here. This guy just all of a sudden, they ask him to turn the football game off and he shoots them and turns the gun on himself. He's not alive to tell the story. The 13-year-old isn't talking. She's in the ICU. So there's the son that called 911, and that's it. There's more going on here than just nothing. No history. I mean, if he'd been, hitting people and they'd been called on domestics 15 times and there were orders in place, I would, okay. It's something, we're not getting the full story.
He made us all believe he was this picture-perfect guy.
But you would have never expected. He was so easygoing.
Kenny ended his life hours later during a standoff in Lake Wales.
The only thing he did right that night was shoot himself.
Jesus, Grady's a cold-blooded fucker, man. Great. There ain't no political shine and polish to Grady Judd. I laugh when people be like, yeah, when DeSantis is done in Florida, Grady Judd ought to take over as governor. I'm like, I don't think you want Grady Judd taking over as governor. He's perfect in the spot he's in right now.
Leaving 3 children without parents a few days out from the holidays.
I think the world wanted to get to know my sister.
Sheriff Grady Judd and this family say in the wake of this tragedy, there were 2 Christmas miracles. That 13-year-old girl is up, talking, and is expected to be okay. And all of the deputies in the Polk County Sheriff's Office that worked the case came here to the hospital to wish her a Merry Christmas. Reporting in Lakeland.
Yeah, but judging how people have used their judgment in this story, I'm guessing they bought her a fucking football as a Christmas gift. Something ain't right with this one. This one, it's off, is all. It's just off. Something's fucked up. Like with guys like Benoit, it's like, all right, he headbutted a wrestling canvas for 30 years straight and his brain was Swiss cheese. There were complaints from his wife that he was, a little crazy and shit. This is odd. Thank you, Real Jacks, for gifting a membership. Finish the Wall got that one. Thank you very much. $2 from our boy Joey Caravello. He says they got the kids from Ned's a room, and he pressed his poop-covered ass cheek on the walls of the room and smoked meth and banged hookers with the money. Oh, yeah. Oh, the Ned's Declassified guy. I thought he was. I'm way up in the chat. I'm way behind in the chat. My bad. Eric Cartman says Aaron would do this if SP turned off one of his gay Lifetime movies. We haven't watched. I guess I didn't update you guys on this. I guess I didn't go up there and tell you. We canceled the Lifetime subscription. We were all lifetimed out. Now we're watching 90 Day Fiancé on Hulu. By the way, Luis in season 5, is it? He's a piece of shit. I like the Moldovan guy. He's based as fuck. And I hate... SP always gets mad because I never remember her name, and I just call her the really fat one who's with the Muslim guy. The Muslim guy's based. He's really cool. The fat girl's got to go. She's awful. But, I'm sorry, guys. No more Lifetime movie subscription. It's just got to get rid of it. Sorry. We weren't using it. And, I don't know if you know this, but Lifetime movies tend to be quite formulaic. We started to figure out the formula. When you're watching a Lifetime movie and in the opening credits you go, he killed everybody. It's like, okay, now the fun's gone. So we got Landman, 90 Day Fiancé, and then every Tuesday I catch up with Monday Night Raw. That's pretty much my viewing habits. And then the rest of the week is just me watching movies I've seen 300 times over and over. I think I'm due for Frost Nixon again. Pretty soon. Might as well surrender your man card, says Bappa Shab. What are you talking about? What do you mean? Because I watch fine TV shows? Honky says Aaron watches 90 Day Fiancé. Trump gives us 50-year finance. I should call it finance, eh? I like that one, Honky. Get Honky a membership. Lander says 90 Day Finance. He means fiancé. Football, Lifetime. Do you watch anything that isn't gay, Aaron? Yeah, pro wrestling. I said that. I watch pro wrestling. I watch professional football. I'll watch basketball once football's over. College sports. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty much a dude like that. I'm fucking Chad Maxing over here. Taste Ferry Iolto says Aaron will be watching Sister Wives soon. Hulkamasha Baby said you canceled the Lifetime subscription, and I was proud until you said 90 Day Fiancé. Well, I mean, look, it's I can play Royal Clash while 90 Day Fiancé's on. I'm on what level am I on now after all this time? right? Oh, no, Royal Match, not Royal Clash. I apologize. They're different games. I'm on level 4,677. And, I have a bunch of exclamation points, a bunch of prizes that I can claim. Fun. Oh, and I've got enough to get a continuation bonus. Oh, guys, I got a free hammer. That's what I call my dick. Yeah. I got a lot of goodies. Well, I got a prize. I got a chest I got to open. 3,000 coins. And then a bunch of freebies. I got a new card, a Marble Duke card. Oh, guys, I'm glad I checked in with Royal Match today. Oh, boy. Well, we'll finish that up later. I don't want to get everyone too excited. Miss Tay gifting another membership. Thank you, Miss Tay.
There's so many Somalians in this bitch.
I appreciate that. No hobo. I've never watched Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. Not once. Honky. Oh, Honky got the membership from Miss Tay. That's awesome. Honky, pass that one along. Or anyone else that doesn't have a membership, raise your hand. And one of our representatives will be with you shortly. 73 memberships away from 500 tonight. Thank you very much. Honky, I saw that Always Sunny crack. That's awful. That's awful. Papa Shop says the Goyim play mobile games and are easily entertained. Silverwolf says just play Uma Musume like a real man. I don't know what Uma Musume is, but I'll check it out for you. Hold on a second. Hold on. Uma Musume. What kind of African horseshit are you playing? Oh, it's like some kind of weird Japanese fucking cartoon girl with tits game. Fuck that. Ew. It's just going to be a girl with like titties and a schoolgirl outfit and a cartoon, and it's going to make me uncomfortable. Sam Show says, sounds like some kind of Japanese child porn. Bingo. I'm upset that I brought it up on my Google Play app. Joey Caravello with $2 says, Aaron, can you get Johnny on the show tomorrow to sing the Soul Glow song from the movie Coming to America? Hey, you know me, man. For the right dollar amount, I'll get my co-host to do anything. In fact, if we get home early tonight, we're just gonna keep buying Johnny bottles of booze. So I'm giving Johnny money for an end of year bonus. And I'm also buying him a bottle of Old Granddad because we were making jokes about it. He said he'd drink it. And so I said that if we got, for every show that we get home, people can drop in a certain amount of money and say, Aaron, you have to use this to buy Johnny this bottle of alcohol. You can do it that way, or you can just go to Johnny's show and give him the money directly. I think that's the best way to do it. Some people don't watch it for whatever reason. Totally fine. New game for Aaron, Mashed Potato Crush. I would crush Mashed Potato Crush. Thank you very much. Hobo Chili Recipe says, in Japanese, Uma Musume means I enjoy the zesty taste of baby gravy. But I don't. That's why I didn't get the game. MSO says, I just got here. Is the show any good? What the fuck do you think? I'm sitting here talking about some kind of Japanese anime fucking game that somebody said I should get. I play Bannerlord, I play Madden, and I play Royal Clash. I'm not a complicated guy. Sam Show says, because Johnny sucks, duh. You let him go on for like 20 minutes and it was fucking awful. His Stranger Things today? I didn't mind the Stranger Things today. I thought he did a good job with that. I didn't know. A lot of people are talking about it. It's a big story. I didn't know much about it. And he did. And he took the stick for a while today. I thought, Johnny, you're not going to get me to smash Johnny for his Stranger Things take today. I thought he did really, really well. All right. Saint Caesar has officially copied and pasted this in the chat 15 times. So I'm Saint Caesar, just, maybe a gifted membership or something if you're going to put it in there 8 times next time. Saint Caesar says, hey, Johnny. Hey, Aaron. God damn. Hope you had a good Christmas. I did, and I hope you did as well, Saint Caesar. Thank you very much. 3 years ago today, Vince McMahon retired from WWE, and next week, Chris Jericho returns. Who does he feud with? I think Joe Hendry would be a good start. Number one, I'm excited for next week's Raw, the return of Chris Jericho. That's exciting. McMahon retiring from WWE, kind of had to. Kind of a forced retirement. Joe Hendry is currently beating up The Miz. I don't like that because I think The Miz has way more to offer. Who should Chris Jericho feud with first? Hear me out. You're going to hate this. Javon Evans, or he forms a tag team with somebody and feuds with AJ Styles and his partner, fucking goofy Mexican guy, Phoenix Penta X Mysterio. Whatever the fuck his name is. Dragon Lee. That's it. Baba Shab says, and the one kid from Stranger Things is a gay F word, and they took 15 minutes to explain it. Well, here's my thing. The whole world was pissed off about the gay thing, and I don't watch Stranger Things. So I told Johnny, I'm like, it sounds like everybody's pissed about they shoehorned a gay thing into Stranger Things. And then Johnny explained to me, he's like, no, they didn't shoehorn it. He's supposed to be a Mo. Boom. There you are. I hope he uses Judas instead of his old song. We're all being so gay right now. Baba Shab's wrestling sucks. Baba Shab really needs me to just be a guy who he's like, Aaron, we need you laser focused on the Jews. We need you laser focused on Christian Zionists. We need you to just bang that drum, boom, 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 all day long. And I don't like to. I like my goy slop distractions. So I'll try to be all to everyone. I'll try to be all to man. I'll keep an eye on the Zionists for you, Bapa. I'll continue to advocate breaking up all the private wealth management firms. But then from time to time, I'm going to watch a football game, some pro wrestling, some Landman, and I'm going to play some video games. All right? So just take it from the guys who have been in the country for a while. When you're a Steel Toe fan, it means constantly being in a frustration state of Aaron. Not ever getting exactly what you want all the time and it driving you nuts. That's how I keep you coming back. It's a mildly abusive relationship. Nader P with $1 says, hey, Aaron, hope you had a good Christmas. I mean, look, if we're going to make money on this, I'm not against it. But, hey, Aaron, hope you had a good Christmas. 3 years ago today, Vince McMahon retired from WWE, and next week, Chris Jericho returns. Who does he feud with? I think Joe Hendry would be a good start. Thank you, Nader P, for the $1. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm not going to read those same copy-paste chats without money attached to them. Stop it. Stop. Miss Tay says he doesn't like girls. That took 15 minutes. What a fag. Well, I mean, he had to dramatize it. You know, he's gay and it's on TV. Sam Show says, okay, how much for you to go to Walmart and scream, I love goy slop then? I mean, next person to gift 5 memberships, I'll film myself in Walmart screaming, I love goy slop. Easy. Landers with, I have to go to Walmart. I'm going to get a bunch of the cheap like hats and noisemakers and shit for my family and stuff for New Year's when we go to the hotel and stuff. So I'll be at Walmart. Yeah, 5 gifted memberships. I think I'll be cool. Landers with $1 says, hey, Aaron, hope you had a good Christmas. 3 years ago today, Vince McMahon retired from WWE. And next week, Chris Jericho returns. Who does he feud with? I think Joe Hendry would be a good start. Thank you. Thank you. Hobo with $1 says, hey, Aaron, hope you had a good Christmas. 3 years ago, Vince McMahon retired from WWE, and next week, Chris Jericho returns, who, you know what? Fuck that. You're a fat ass. That hurt my feelings. That hurt my feelings a little bit. Every time Hobo just kind of sneaks the blade in there, you know, it's the quiet knife that cuts the deepest. 217 of you checking out this shitty program. Thank you very much. Sandman with $1.99 says Johnny had more viewers today. Was Johnny over 215? That's fine. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. This evening show is this is why that evening show is in the goddamn shape it's in, because of bullshit like this. All right. Are we done with the copy paste $1 Rumble rants? Not that I don't appreciate them, but we're going to move on to other things now. Thank you for all the gifts. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Let's roll today. What do you say? We've got this is such a fucked up story. There are things in life we like to call unforced errors, where you didn't need to make a boneheaded decision, you didn't need to do something retarded, but you went ahead and you did it anyway, and you did it publicly, and it came back to bite you right in the ass. Some Down syndrome guy dressed up as an elf, and he wanted to go to the mall to see Santa. Like, hey, Santa, I'm one of your helpers. I'm making the toys at night, the whole deal. And the mall, you know what? You're not going to believe. Let me just play it for you. This poor bat, nothing would be greater for the Christmas season to see this guy, see Santa, give him a hug, take a picture. Oh, isn't that wholesome? But because America is rotting from the inside and every good experience we have has turned to shit in our gut, this poor guy doesn't get his dream for Christmas.
Even
at you guys fucking stop it. Can you? I've built the audience I've built over the last 10 years, all right? And I love you, and you keep us in business, and I appreciate that. Don't ever for a moment think I don't. But I can sense you. I can feel you after all this time. Those of you who fucking chuckled at that, I mean, suck my fucking dick. It's adorable. The happiness of a person with Down syndrome is some of the most pure happiness out there. So when they start doing that, and I can sense some of you going, and you know what else is shitty? Some of you aren't even listening to what I'm saying because you're in your head going, what kind of Christmas puns can I make with Down syndrome? And I know when I get to the chat, and I'm not reading any of them for free because it'll wear at my soul. I know that some of you are ignoring every word I'm saying right now and going, how can I make a Down syndrome Christmas pun? You piece of shit. We're not 25 anymore. It's not cute. It's evil when you do it at 39, by the way.
Even at 30 years old, Kirk sees the world through childlike eyes.
Even though Kirk is an adult, he's still mentally a child. I mean, he everything he does is kid-like.
So everything about this time of the year brings a smile to his face. The decorations, the snow, the lights, and especially Santa Claus.
When he sees Santa, he's already got his list of what he's going to ask for. Guitar.
You want a guitar?
Yeah, wow. A brown guitar.
I'm just glad Husey could be on the news, It's just nice to see him accomplish so much. I always get a kick out of Husey. Hit the like button. Don't hit the down button. Not on this one.
But when
See, now I'm fucking doing it because I'm thinking about you doing it. Hit the like button.
Singh tried to take Kirk to see the big guy at Rivertown Crossing this year, they didn't exactly get their hallmark ending.
Just a bad year for people with the name Kirk, huh? Unless you're Erica, you're fucking crushing it. I love the memes and shit of, the most widows, and it shows a mourning woman over a casket, and then Erica Kirk, and it's pyro and Beyonce concerts.
We're not even to the center of the mall, and I heard somebody going, sir, sir, sir.
That person was mall security.
And he said he's got to leave. He can't be here dressed like that.
When the family...
Again, this is what I mean by unforced error. This guy may have Down syndrome, but that security guy's fucking retarded. You see a guy dressed as an elf. General rule, Down syndrome or not, if a grown man is dressed like an elf, give him room. Just leave him alone.
Asked why, they were told Kirk's...
No mass shooter is never dressed in an elf costume. It's a deeply troubled human being, or it's a jolly Down syndrome guy. Either way, leave him alone.
Costume was competition for Santa.
So I said, well, Kirk has Down syndrome. He's, special needs. He likes to dress up for the holidays.
Wissing told me the security then told them he may be able to make an exception, but he had to check with people higher up.
Oh, that's just a power-hungry dickbag. That's just a Paul Blart with a power complex. What a douche. Well, I got to justify my paycheck today. All right. Well, how about you stop the fucking black flash mob that's forming in the food court and you leave the Down syndrome guy in the elf outfit alone?
But at that point, Wasing said she was already frustrated with the situation.
I think I said whatever, and I walked away because I thought, I'm just going to take him to go see Santa, and then we'll leave.
Unfortunately, Santa was on break at the time, so Kirk never got his photo.
I felt bad because Kirk really loves Santa. His demeanor did change a little bit. He kind of got really quiet, and you could just tell that he just wasn't in it anymore.
I reached out to Rivertown.
He's a really big Oasis fan. He streams a lot with Lemmy. You know, good guy. He's a good shit, so we don't bust his chops.
To ask about.
We got one of these guys. Name's Husey. He's got a forehead like a drive-in movie theater, but he's a good shit, so we don't bust his chops.
The situation and received this statement saying, part, in quote, Rivertown Crossing sincerely apologizes for the experience a guest and their family had during a recent visit. This incident does not reflect the welcoming and inclusive environment we are committed to providing. After Wasing posted to TikTok about the experience, someone from the mall also reached out to the family. The family hasn't responded yet, but they do want something done so that this doesn't happen.
How about caning the security guard who started all this? Because I'm sure the mall would love to kick the shit out of him. Because the last thing they want is a news piece on them kicking a Down syndrome guy dressed as an elf out during Christmas. And now the amount of Karens and single moms and shit that are going to be calling them and tweeting at them and posting shit on Instagram.
And to anyone else.
I think that maybe proper training, you know, if they see that there is a special needs person that was dressed up.
If by the time you're an adult, you don't know not to kick the Down syndrome guy dressed as an elf out of the mall, there's no help for you. We can't do a training program. We'll just bring someone else in who knows not to do that.
Coming there, that they would be a little bit more sympathetic or allow him to go dressed up to see Santa or to participate in whatever's going on in the mall.
Yeah. I mean, this lady gets it. Billy Idol gets it. I don't know why they don't get it. Salvatore with $5 says, when Tony was in the bathtub in Scarface, did he yell at Michelle Pfeiffer to go work with black kids or something? Or was it blind kids? It's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. In fact, SP and I just recently rewatched Scarface one morning. I think Christmas morning we might have watched Scarface. The kids weren't watching Scarface with it. It's not a family tradition. But we were watching Scarface, and it is. He goes, why don't you do something, you know? Work with blind kids, lepers or something. Anything beats waiting around here, waiting for me to fuck you. Don't toot your horn, honey. You're not that good. Oh, yeah? Frank was better? No, it's blind kids. Although black kids would have been hilarious. It would have been very funny if he would have said, why don't you go work with black kids? That does kind of feel like an insult, doesn't it? Like, why don't you go work with black kids? Why? Why black kids? Thank you very much. Let's go through some of these. 191 Redbird with $2 says, this is Aaron after 3 beers. That's not, he's joking. It feels so good when he jokes. Joey Caravello with $2 says, the best gift I could get that thing's parents is a visit to Dr. Mengele's office. Oh, God. And then he writes, ha ha, at the end, like a fucking monster. Hulkamasha Baby with $1 says, he's Santa's special helper. He makes the grilled cheese. That one's not too bad. That one's not too bad. And I'm not reading any of the free ones, you pieces of shit. That is evil. Miss Tay with $5. Thank you, Miss Tay. She says, that mall is fucked. I hope the Newports loot them in the next riot. Bless his little elf socks. Yeah. God, how it's not even the evilness of it. It's how fucking stupid can you be? I mean, to think for a second and be like, yeah, you know what? I think this is the right move. Honky with $5 says, speaking of Christmas, Aaron had an affair with an elf 18 years ago. God damn it. I really don't want to watch this. Thank you guys very much for all the memberships and the contributions, though. I really appreciate that. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, and continue that up. And I'll just keep doing a show like this. Thanks, guys. Phil Herslet with $1 says, Anthony Joshua just killed 2 people in a car accident. He did not kill 2 people. He was in the back seat. The 2 people who died were very good friends of his, personal trainer and a strength training coach died. He was injured. Honky with $1. And I have to sing it too. I should have said I'm not doing it for any less than $5. These jokes about this story. Honky with $1 says, dashing through the slow. Christmas is over. Christmas is over, you dick. Honky says Joshua was a southpaw driver. Hobo Chili Recipe says, Aaron, when Tony was in the tub saying, come on, Pelican, he was talking about you. Oh, wait, because of my neck. It's one of my favorite things to do as a kid. My dad was not a big Scarface fan. So like randomly throughout the house, I'd be like, come on, look at the pelican fly. Come on, Pelican. Hated it for some reason. Hated it. I was a millennial. My friends and I, we communicated in movie quotes. When Anchorman first came out, we had DECA class. It was like a business class. I took second in the state in public speaking in DECA that year. Right? Went to the state convention. They got us hotels. Struck out with girls. Drank. It was fun. But when it comes to the DECA thing, my buddy and I would do Anchorman quotes to see if we could distract the other one, do it quietly to see if we could get each other in trouble with the teacher in the class. The DECA store was right next to the classroom. Sometimes we go in there, we'd buy a little, I think it was Fruitopia at the time, strawberry passion awareness, of course. And as I was taking a sip, my buddy Eric behind me goes, it smells like Bigfoot's dick. And I mean, just red mist just flying out of my mouth at the teacher's shoes. I did not get to participate in class that day. Fucking dick. $2 from Redbird says, I don't know. Kicking him out isn't any dumber than any of your choices in the last 5 years. Well, now look, if you're going to compare that poor kid with Down syndrome to an actual fucking retard, I don't think that's fair. I really don't. Miss Tay says, Joshua sucks as a backseat driver. Lander says, Will Ferrell is the type of guy you don't leave alone with your kids. Dude looks like the star player on the sex offenders list. Hobo Chili Recipe. I told you not to fuck with me, you little monkey. Was it fuck with me or fuck me? Don't ever try to fuck me, Tony. I told you not to fuck me, you little monkey. Hey, what was it? Tony, we're going to go sit down, or am I going to have to bust your wise-ass spick balls? On a wall with $1 says, Christmas isn't over until Epiphany. I'm not familiar with her. Is she new in town? Hobo says, why do you always put your hand on your chest like you're some Southern belle in the movie Gone with the Wind? I just like how my tits feel. And it's an excuse to touch them. Mind your own fucking business. How about that, you cunt? Let me enjoy myself how I want to enjoy myself. At least I'm not posting fucking gay gym pictures like a 19-year-old girl posting thirst traps, you middle-aged cunt. Sorry, I don't. That was too mean. He playfully teases me, and then I have to come back. It's too much. Hobo, I apologize. That was too far. I owe the man a cigar. Joey Caravello says, did you know the actor who played Sosa died of AIDS and was a big fag? Really? Who played? And it wasn't Tommy Sosa. It was Victor Sosa, wasn't it? I thought it was. No, it was Alejandro Sosa, I believe. Yeah, Alejandro Sosa, played by Paul Shinar. Really? Let's find out how Paul Shinar died. How did Paul Shinar die? HIV/AIDS. Wow, you ain't kidding. Do you think he said to the guy who gave him AIDS, I told you not to fuck me, Tony? He looked at him in bed one night. Don't you ever try to fuck me. He's a hazza. That's a pig who don't fly straight, and he'll give you AIDS, Tony. Oh, and then what's his name from Breaking Bad? Mark Margolis played the crazy, I'm going to blow up the wife and kids guy. Oh, God, why can't I think of his last name in Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul? Oh, shit. Oh, damn it. I can't remember. That sucks. Not Pinkman. He wasn't even alive when that movie was made. Hector Salamanca. That's it. Hector Salamanca. That's what it is. Honky says, "Do you mean Sosa sucks cocks, man?" Yeah, Sosa sucked cocks. You want me to believe? You want me to believe it was a positive AIDS test because Sosa said so? You bought that line. Maybe you and Sosa know something I don't know. Like you fuck each other when you go to Colombia. You think Sosa's going to send me a bill? He's going to send a fucking butt hit squad after me. That's what. All right. Like your pal Sosa. Let me tell you something about that greaseball cocksucker. Oh, wait. Wow. That line works even better now that we find out that Paul Shamar was gay. Hockey says, I can't even do a drug deal with him, man. His immune system is so polluted. Fuck. Gonna rewrite the entire movie Scarface now just because Sosa's a queer. Miss Tay says, oh, fuck. We lost him. I'm sorry. I'll try to do better. Oh, by the way, I've got the membership count wrong. I apologize. 72 away from 500. You know what, MSO? You know what Tony said to Sosa when they were down in Colombia together after Omar was killed? Say hello to my little friend. That's what you don't know about Scarface. They cut it out of it's in the director's cut. Tony dies in that end scene, but then they show that Sosa dies as well from an infection after getting a cold. It's everybody goes at the end of that movie. All right. Can we be done? Can we be done? We all got to find out that Sosa's a homosexual. Haha, very funny. Now we can move on with the program, I think. No, Richard Head, that's not accurate. That's not true. Oh, hey, speaking of diseases all of you have, but none of you control, this would explain Hobo's giant fat ass. Scientists say the size of your butt could be a hidden sign of autism. If you're staring at someone's ass and going, I wonder if they're autistic, I've got news for you. You are now autistic. That's nobody. It's kind of a good way to catch them coming and going, like Paul Renard. Was it Paul? Paul Shinar, not Paul. There's probably a Paul Renard that I'm totally defaming right now as a ravenous homosexual with AIDS. I think if you're scoping out someone's ass, that sounds like something a scientist got caught checking out a chick's ass. The boyfriend said, what are you doing? He's like, size of someone's ass can be linked to whether or not they have autism. Dude, Lizzo's the most. She must count toothpicks. She probably does after she throws them on the floor from eating barbecued cocktail weenies. She eats one after the other, then counts the. That's not fair. She's been working really hard to lose weight. And by working hard, I mean taking Ozempic. Which, by the way, I read today fucks up your face. Like it fucks up your face and skin. You pay a toll for it. I wasn't reading about Ozempic because I'm looking into getting it. It was just there as I was prepping the show for tomorrow. I found some stuff on Ozempic because some celebrity stopped taking it and now she's all fucked up. She's all fucking. Their skin is all gone to shit. Sam Show says Ozempic rots out your teeth and fucks up your bone density. Honky with $1 says more like autistic. Your face, your teeth, your feet, your pussy, and your crack. So apparently the size of your ass can be a hidden sign of autism. I feel like if you're down to that checkpoint, like if you're like, I wonder if I'm autistic, and you get down to how big is my ass, you're probably not autistic. Although if you get that far down the list, then maybe you are autistic. I'm not sure, but this doesn't seem very scientific. Autism is a condition that affects social skills, communication, and behavior. often leading to a repetitive action or sensitivities to sound, light, or smell. The condition, okay, who gives a fuck? Just get to the ass part. It's about interior pelvic tilt. All right, this is weird. In 2018, researchers from the Scientific Institute for Research, Hospitalization, and Healthcare in Italy quickly discovered the visible clues that autistic children frequently walked with a, quote, duck butt. All right, I want all of the hard drives of all of these scientists collected and investigated. If they don't have anything to hide, they should have no problem surrendering it. I just don't trust these guys. Their study in the journal Frontiers in Psychology used 3D motion analysis. This makes so much sense. Dude, the really autistic kids in school had this really weird, bouncy kind of duck walk. Oh my God. Tism ass is totally a thing. Ass-tism. And that's why they call it Asperger's. Oh, no. This totally does make sense. Keep an eye out for it. You see somebody and they're walking with a weird, bouncy, ass-out duck walk kind of a thing? Got yourself an autistic partner. Sorry, guys. 09 Canyon says, according to the first sentence, I might be autistic, but not the butt part or the tippy toe part. Sam Show. Sam Show. So one person above Sam Show writes, LOL, they're having a good time with the story. It's all fun and games. Sam Show, when learning about the duck butt and the bouncy walk, just writes, fuck. Taste Fairy Ialto says, so autism is caused by the butt? No, that's not what they're saying at all. 09 Canyon says autism is stored in the butt? No, because then Paul Shinar would have been loaded with autism and AIDS. For sure. Hobo says Aaron's ass gets red as a baboon's when Tyrone walks by. I've told you numerous times. That's not true. You made that up, and now you've just started believing it, and I'm really upset. Taste Fairy Ialto says, that's how I picture most Dabbleversers. Apologize to people with severe autism and Down syndrome. That's not nice. All right, let's continue on. Let's get to the reason you're here, huh? Tiny Tim. Old Tim Walz, the spectacular, wonderful, celebrated, amazing governor of Minnesota, the one, the only Tim Walz. Oh, by the way, R. Bukowski Jr. got himself a membership from Honky. Keep passing those memberships around. I'm not allowed to say that you guys are killing it tonight, but you're killing it tonight. Keep it up. You know where to go. Throw a couple you-know-whats at the old toe. Tim Walz, as you know, does he know that he doesn't have to comment on everything? That especially as bad as this fraud thing is getting, he's been on the record enough about the fraud thing, and I feel like the more he speaks on it, the more people abandon him and say, yeah, you know what, fuck this guy. He's just such a non-leader. Like, I think Democrats just want to silently support him and be like, just don't do anything that really fucking embarrasses us further. But every time this guy opens his mouth, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's hilarious, but like not in the way that he wants to be seen as hilarious. Tim Walz was talking about the Nick Shirley documentary. He was talking about the investigation into Somali welfare fraud here in Minnesota. And guess what, guys? It's racist. And, you know, white people commit a lot more crimes. I mean, get ready to yell, oh, fuck you at your screen, because that's exactly what I yelled when I watched this clip today, getting ready for the show.
When they target communities for their own benefit, this is what happens when they scapegoat. And this is what happens when they no longer hide the idea of white supremacy.
I'm just letting you guys yell before I say anything. Yeah. It's literally down the line. Somali after Somali after Somali after Somali. There are so many of them. There are so many Somalis ripping off the government that we have white female liberal judges just totally vacating their convictions because otherwise it just looks really fucking bad. It's literally just white guilt causing these judges to overturn these jury convictions. But I guess that's somehow white supremacy. I'll tell you this. White people could not have gotten away with near as much fraud. It would have been shut down way earlier because white people here in Minnesota don't vote for Democrats at the same rate Somalis do, Tim.
So it sounds to me, Nick, that Governor Tim Walz is saying that you and others that are out there trying to expose this, you're doing it because you're white supremacists. What is your response to him?
Yeah, Tim wants votes. There are entire apartment complexes where white people have been pushed out of these apartment complexes because Somalians have taken over and they're inside of these towns like Minneapolis where they can go get votes from these people. And if you have 100,000 people that will vote for you because you're going to enable and let this stuff happen and because you're going to call a white person racist for calling out facts, this is what's going to happen to a state like Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember the state of Minnesota only has, 2-3 million registered voters, tops, that vote in every election. 100,000 is a lot of people who can help, sway things in an election. That's a big group. And if they almost unanimously vote for you, you don't want to lose that group.
Minnesotans, they say Minnesota nice, but they are very upset. And I fully understand why they're upset because they don't have a governor who's actually working for them. He's actually working against them.
Nick, your video's been viewed 93 million times. What do you think will be?
Yeah, wait until you get to some of his shit on Israel. I think a lot of these people that love Nick Shirley right now, and I think the work he's done in Minnesota is great, but I do sense that people are going to dig deeper into his work, and a lot of these people who are raw on the stuff he's doing with the Somali fraud thing, they're going to hate some of the other stuff he's done. He's a bit of a Zionist wunderkind himself, but, this is important work he's doing.
The result of this. Do you think that things will change because of bringing attention to this, or do you think it'll be much the same, swept under the rug and keep moving forward?
Yeah, there better be change. People are demanding it. The investigations have been launched just from that video alone. And so there better be change because, like I said, we work way too hard to be paying taxes. We work way too hard to be not knowing where our money's going. And at the end of the day, the people in the government, they work for us. We don't work for them. And so it's their responsibility to hold these people accountable.
I wish I could be that young and idealistic again where I thought, government works for us. We don't work for them. Yeah. I'm not calling the kid naive or something. It's not that he's naive. It's that I'm jaded. I wish I still believed that. I wish I still was like, yeah, they work for us. And, Glenn Beck had a thing years ago. He's like, we need to realize we surround them. I don't know. The way they keep us fighting over stupid horse shit. Like the Trump administration now is trying to get all their dumb, retarded Republican boomer voters convinced that it's illegal immigration that's caused the increase in housing prices. Not foreign people, foreign investors buying up real estate. Not private equity firms and private wealth management groups buying up real estate. You got to realize, guys, that these Republicans, their whole deal is protect the billionaires, protect the 1%. They're not on your side. They'll be on your side incidentally on shit because you're not in their way and you happen to agree, but they don't actively root for anything just because, if they had to choose on a subject, on a topic where it was upset the banker billionaire class, but do something you like, they're not choosing you, ever. You're not going to see any regulation of any of these private equity firms under Trump. You're not going to, my God, they're talking about 50-year mortgages, and they're bringing subprime mortgages back to the forefront. And they're trying to lower credit scores even more to get people into houses. So they're not going to do anything to fix the actual financial issues that we have in this country. They're just going to they're going to distract you with you're fucking trans people and shit. It's unfortunate, but it's good that this Nick Shirley is doing what he's doing, because when's the last time you actually saw an investigative journalist? It doesn't happen very often. Honky with $1 says, you're covering Tim Walz again. You just did a story with him meeting Santa 20 minutes ago. I saw that the Win by 2 guy was like, what is Aaron talking about? Tim Walz? I'm like, yeah, you're talking about fucking Carl and Chad Sumac. I'm sorry, kid. I think I got you beat on topics that people want to hear about. He was like, I bet you're talking about Tim Walz. Yes. Yes, I am. I don't know if you heard, kid. Maybe they didn't go up there and tell you. It's kind of a big story. It's kind of a lot of shit happening. Redbird with $2 says, don't forget that every registered Somalian can vouch for 8 individuals in his zip code. No other verification needed to vote. Okay, we're going to talk about this. Did I have this for tomorrow? Yeah. We were going to talk about this tomorrow because I didn't want to make tonight's show, I didn't want to make it one big, again, fraud segment, Minnesota segment. But again, a big chunk of my audience is from Minnesota, so it's kind of something they like hearing about. But yeah, a lot of people outside of Minnesota, we forget they don't know this. But in Minnesota, you can vouch for people. If you didn't know what that means, you can just go and this person can say, I'm Frank Abagnale from Rochester, Minnesota, and I'm here to vote in this precinct. And a guy can go, oh, and I can confirm that this is Frank Abagnale from Rochester, Minnesota. I vouch for him. He can vote, and they'll give you a fucking ballot, and you can go vote. And it's true. You can. I didn't know there was a limit, but you can. And now I do after reading it today. You can vouch for up to 8 people during the election. They don't let you. They don't want you to show your ID when you vote in Minnesota. Not in the 2016 election. I handed my ID to them, and they literally would not accept it. They go, "Would you take that back, please, sir?" And I'm like, all right, just give us your name. And I gave them my name, and they go, yep, you're on the rolls. Go ahead. They hand you a ballot. I don't have to prove who I am. I can just say, I'm Aaron. They go, you sure are, big boy. They hand you your ballot, and you go vote. That's how it works here. People die, and, it's been my whole life. I've lived here my whole life, so I'm used to it. But when you explain it to other people, I'm getting ready to look at the chat here in a second, and out of the corner of my eye, I already caught one person in all caps. Are you fucking serious? Sam Show Loves Jewish Dick says, this can't be real. Are you guys fucking serious? Wow. I'm not from Minnesota and had no idea this existed. That's fucking crazy. Yeah. Taste Fairy Iolto says, yeah, John, talking about the news instead of a nobody on the internet, how stupid. We must be doing something right. Taste Fairy says, we still act like we're a homogenous, high-trust society. I mean, it's really dumb. And then we get surprised when there's those years where a bunch of ballots are found in some election worker's trunk. And there's voter fraud problems in Minnesota. It's there really isn't a voter fraud problem in Minnesota because it's so hard to commit voter fraud because the standard for getting someone in to vote is so fucking low. Technically, you could do something that's technically fraudulent, but you followed the Minnesota election law. It's fucking wild. Minnesota voting vouch system. I just want to see if I can find a good video on this for you that'll explain it. I really want to find, oh shit, a good, if somebody, maybe I should make the video. Here we go. Minnesota vouching election. Yeah. Here we go. Oh, this is just 9 hours ago someone made this video. Secretary of State, it's a felony to vote in Minnesota if you are not eligible. How are you going to fucking catch them, retard? Illegal voting rare in Minnesota, made 2 months ago. Then why are we making so many videos about how rare it is if it's so rare? Vouching fraud in Minnesota elections. This is one from 13 years ago. This will probably at least explain it for you. Thank you guys very much for joining us today. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, and throw a couple bucks at the toe. We appreciate it.
Voter fraud in one state. Investigators in Minnesota are now probing whether some college students trying to, quote, get out the vote may have actually broken the law in doing so on Election Day.
Political analysts estimate that voter fraud may account for up to 3% of the vote in any given election. It's a lot. Minnesota has some of the loosest election laws in the nation. People can register and vote on Election Day simply by having someone vouch for their identity and eligibility. There have been numerous reports of suspected vouching fraud, but these cases are nearly impossible to prove and prosecute, which is true. I mean, how do you? It's all done word of mouth. You don't write your name on the ballots. So if you come in and go, this guy is Joe Blow from Chaska, there you go. You can go in and vote. In 1990, Senator Rudy Boschwitz was defeated by challenger Paul Wellstone in an election that was decided by a 2.6% margin. The following is the personal testimony of a poll watcher from that election. What a queer.
Back in the year that Wellstone was elected to the United States Congress, I was a poll watcher in the 10th Ward.
I wouldn't admit to that. Who are you, Paul Shinar? By the way, like, this is Minnesota too. This looks normal to us, but to the rest of the country, they're like, what is this old, slow Scandinavian man babbling about at the speed of smell?
And during that time,
Scandinavians all live around each other and they don't like to venture out, so they don't realize how boring they are. Like, have a Norwegian or a Swede tell you a story and then try not to put a fucking gun in your mouth if it's on the table. Only have Germans tell you stories.
There from early afternoon till the polls closed. I observed a person out in the front of the polling place wearing a very large, plain, green, Wellstone green button. And all through the day, vehicles would come in, some of them large vehicles, vans and the like, loaded with people, 6-8 people.
Yeah, we're skipping this guy. I fucking can't listen to him for another 50 seconds. In 2004, a group called ACT organized volunteers outside polling places to vouch for voters they did not know. And again, like, how do you catch them? No one was ever convicted of vouching fraud. It's impossible. In 2010, representatives of Students Organizing for America were reported to authorities for suspected vouching fraud. Again, there's no names on the ballot.
Morning, Martha. An investigation in Minnesota now could implicate members of a national student voting group. The Hennepin County District Attorney confirms they are investigating alleged Election Day improprieties involving what's called voter vouching. You know, in Minnesota, you don't need an ID to vote. All you have to do is actually register and vote on Election Day. You show up at the polling place. As long as someone there vouches for you, saying you live there, you can vote. But at this polling place near the University of Minnesota, there are now allegations that members of Students Organizing for America may have been illegally vouching for others, possibly to stuff the ballot box. Republican election challenger Ron Stoffel, who was there, filed an affidavit saying he saw yelling when the voter vouching was challenged.
The female college student did say that she vouched for people she did not know. So I think that's the first step, that there were people that voted.
Yeah, when they all show up in a fucking bus, something's up. So yeah, if you don't know that, that's 100% true in Minnesota. It sounds like one of those things that people make up to, like, make it sound worse or like have some kind of political agenda. No, it's 100% true. I can walk in and say, I'm Aaron Imholt from St. Cloud, Minnesota, and where I don't know what you have to do in your state, maybe provide a electric bill. And I mean, it should be you show a fucking ID. We got these real ID now. We paid money to get these real ID. Let's go fucking use our fancy new real ID. But in other states, I'm sure you got to show some kind of proof. Not in Minnesota. We trust you. Just like we trust you open a daycare and shit. Redbird with $2 says, don't forget when Double Cheeks here was telling us we were all racist for complaining about Somalians. He was also bragging that Minnesota had the most secure voting system in the country. Let's move on. Let's move on. I love that so many of you who have been with this show since the very beginning, that you can call me on this shit. I was wrong about the Somalis. Honky with $1 says, I say segregate the voting booths based on sex and race. Then on election night, have a bonfire of female and non-white ballots. Jesus. I mean, it's an idea. I didn't say it was a good idea, but I mean, the man's got to, you know. Sam Show says, dude, it was just a year ago you thought the Somalians weren't a big deal and they were nice people. I have met very nice Somalis. It doesn't mean that as a group of people, they haven't become more expensive than what they contribute. I mean, two things can be true at the same time. I've met some nice Somali couple. And also, like, as a group of immigrants, the math ain't mathin'. By the way, if you want to know if Nick Shirley has had any impact on the Somali community and the way the government is looking into this fraud, about 30 different daycares were hit by the Department of Homeland Security today, and people whose names were on those daycare companies. This is just one of those. This is like some kind of hookah shop that they're going into. I don't know if this is supposed to be a daycare. Oh, the daycare is next door. It's another one of those great Somali daycares where the door's always locked. I love the people on Twitter who are trying to like debunk Nick Shirley. They're going, clearly the hours of operation for that daycare are 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. So Nick Shirley's just pulling bullshit. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. What daycare has an hours of operations of 2 to 6 p.m., you fucking retard? I don't think this is the own you think it is.
No. You know when the last time someone's been there? I see it's locked up and closed, but we have... No? Have you seen anybody come and go from there?
Yesterday I was working in Jordan. I go around, so yesterday I was not here. Okay. So I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Okay.
So they're going, like, next door, there's supposed to be one of those Somali daycares, and surprise, surprise, it's locked. And like I was kind of hoping I might have to clip it. I was hoping somebody was going to clip us calling all those Somali daycares today and getting no answer, phone numbers disconnected, whatever, and be like, you can call like 6 Somali daycares in a row in the state of Minnesota, and it's the same thing each time. No answer, phone number disconnected, whatever. But yeah, the Department of Homeland Security hit 30 of them today, and I don't think they're going to be leaving anytime soon. Whether or not anything comes of it, I don't know. I'm not really sure exactly what more is going to happen. I hope we get a number, like how many billions it is, because again, we had a $17 billion surplus like 3-4 years ago, and now we're looking at a $5 billion deficit. And it would be interesting to see if all told it's $22 billion in fraud. 72 memberships away from 500. Thank you very much. Nomo says, now that we know this is your vetting system, everything else makes so much more sense. Right? Certainly does. Rob says, why aren't the nightsticks out? They weren't quite there yet. Papa Shab says, nope, the vice president will tweet about it. That's about it. Yeah, it's another thing where I don't want to be like Mr. Negative, Mr. Doom and Gloom, and I don't want to be Mr. Oh, never, nothing ever happens. But, whether it's this, whether it's the Epstein stuff, I mean, I'm tired of like, maybe this could be the one, you guys. And then looking like a fucking retard being kicked out of a shopping mall when it's all said and done. 265 of you checking out the toe. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, especially if you're on YouTube. Very low on YouTube. Rumble. I like it. Respect. Over 200 people here tonight. I want to get back to the 300 days, but 250 is respectable. Just keep hitting like, keep hitting follow, keep throwing these 1s, 2s, 5s, and gifted memberships in there. I absolutely love it. Honky with $1 says the ICE raids on Somali daycares are all theater. The J-words who run the Trump administration greenlit Nick Shirley as a distraction from their own poor image. Ted Cruz is glazing Shirley hard. Big red flag. Well, you can go watch Nick Shirley's stuff. He's a Zionist. I don't think he's hiding that either. But yes, I do think that we have to walk and chew gum at the same time. I do think there are people in the government who see all this Somali fraud stuff happening and they go, yeah, let's focus on all this. And then maybe they won't talk about Gaza, or they won't talk about BlackRock, or they won't talk. Like every time you notice, we get kind of closer and closer to maybe seeing something happen. Like Nick Fuentes starts going on everybody's shows. Candace Owens is really rattling cages and shit. We're starting to get somewhere. All of a sudden, some big controversy will just pop up out of nowhere. Unbelievable how that happens. And it'll usually be something to do with immigrants or poor people or a distraction of some sort. Just remember, focus on that. That's great. But don't take your eye off of this hand. Because usually when there's some kind of controversy over here, they're doing something dirty over here. Try to keep a look at both. Redbird with $2 says, has there been a time in the last 10 years when the retarded dipshit rednecks were wrong and you were right? Yeah. On the times I agreed with them. Dan Vicious with $2 says the Somali cope videos are gold. Well, throw in $2 and send me a couple of those cope videos. I'd love to see it. Thank you guys very, very much. I don't want to say too much, but let's just say keep it going, and I think we're going to be fine this evening. Thank you very much for your generosity. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo. Nick Shirley, this was a tweet yesterday, so I guess people were giving him shit about being a Zionist. I literally was a Mormon missionary for 2 years. I am not a Zionist. Went to Israel with my own money to try and figure out what was going on for myself and for my viewers so they could see it firsthand versus from a news studio. You seem to just hate people going to the location of the issue. You've never been. I even tried to enter Gaza, but was denied when I went to Israel. That's because the IDF likes to take you to their approved areas. They don't want you seeing what's actually going on. Israel has actually killed 240, 250 some journalists since the outbreak of the war. And a lot of times they will actually kill them on purpose. They're fucking dirty, man. They're not. They don't. Well, I shouldn't even say they're dirty. The Israelis don't fuck around, and they don't care if you think they're the good guy or not. They will. They'll bomb a place where they know a fucking journalist is. That journalist dies, and they go, well, his fucking information he's got out on Gaza won't get out there at least. That's the thing. Like, America's the one who launders Israel's image. Netanyahu is not trying to be a warm, fuzzy, benevolent, genocidal dictator. He's a fucking prick, and he's remarkably cold and unlikable. We're the ones who launder his image for him. I even tried to enter Gaza, but was denied. It's called journalism. I don't support the death of innocent children or our dollars funding it. Whether it's Israel, Hamas, Ukraine, or the Al-Shabaab, America first, always. I mean, look, the kid talks a good game. Hopefully he walks it, too. Although Bapa Shab says Mormon missionary, glow N-word. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know much about Mormon missionaries other than they tend to try to marry girls from the countries that they are missionaries to. They try to find like really cute, like local gals and impress them with going to America. BB is fucking Trumpstein's stink star as we speak. Oh, we got some clips tomorrow for tomorrow morning show. I didn't want tonight's show to become the Jews. So, the Trump Netanyahu stuff is coming on tomorrow's show. By the way, I looked into that clavicular guy that ran the guy over with the car, the looks maxing guy who's so clearly gay. Like, he's so gay. Nobody is fascinated by men's looks and breaks down Sydney Sweeney's appearance that intently without being a total queer. So I was looking more into this Clav guy. He's a total fucking psycho. Like, he's out of his mind. He's a sociopath. He's dead inside. Apparently, he's so into this looks maxing thing, which, you know, tell me you're an empty-headed dipshit without telling me you're an empty-headed dipshit. He takes meth. Admittedly, this is stuff he's admitted. None of this is slanderous. He takes meth to get his cheeks to sink in because that's looks maxing. You're trying to get the fucking most Chad facial features. So he wants to get his cheeks sucked in like a fucking Instagram high schooler. So he did meth. And then he took so much testosterone because he can't get gains naturally that he used so much testosterone he's infertile. So this guy, the fucking Giga Chad Clav, it turns out his fucking dick doesn't work. He's sterile and he's a meth head. So there's Nick Fuentes' new Chad hero, the meth-addled, soft-dicked retard, Clav, What a tool. Honky with $1 says, do you know what a Gaza is, Frank? It's an IDF missile that don't fly straight and hits a church. Why don't you go work with Palestinian kids? Get bombed by Israelis or something. 09 Canyon says Mormon missionaries are good at foreign languages and sales from their mission training. Yeah, I don't know much. Like, every Mormon kid that I went to school with was super nice, and his family was super nice, like almost to a creepy degree. I've never had a problem with Mormons. Ever. I found, Historically White says, I found a pic of Clav before looks maxing, and this is a real site. Are you kidding? Are we about to find out? Oh, yeah, this fucking explains it. Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever wanted to know why this Clav guy is so fucking mentally damaged, this is what he looked like before his looks maxing. He was just an acne-ridden kid who sat in the bathroom with a fucking hammer and broke his face bones until he said his mom and dad took it away from him. So he just roided himself out and then took a shitload of Accutane to keep the zits away from the steroids he was doing, did meth to sink in his cheeks. Oh, anybody could beat the fucking brakes off of this dipshit. Oh, so I'm going to go with meth, he's gay, he's sterile, and he's a pussy. That's what I'm going to go with on that guy. Papa Shop says still looks like that. Honky says Josh Hartnett maxing. And he's just fooling himself. Yeah, I think so. God, and it's amazing. People get so hooked on like the newest thing online, and then all you got to do is dig a little bit beneath the surface. And by the way, one last Minnesota thing. Minnesota officials looked at the Nick Shirley video of the places that Nick Shirley went to, and they were asked by members of the media today. And those Minnesota officials says the state is taking a second look at several daycare centers featured in the new YouTube fraud investigation, but they say that their past visits and investigations uncovered no hard evidence of fraud. Wouldn't you know? Why don't they just come out and say we never looked? I feel like that would be less embarrassing. Like, because there's never any kids at any of these places. There's never any patients at any of these healthcare places. So wouldn't it be less embarrassing to go, look, we're fucking lazy. We never looked into it. We just cut the checks. We forwarded on the requests. That's all we do. Rather than, make up this lie where you go, I mean, we checked it out before and we didn't really see any signs of fraud. I'm shocked to find out there's gambling going on at Rick's. In the video, YouTuber Nick Shirley claimed to uncover $110 million in fraud during a visit to 10 daycare centers. And speaking on Monday, the Department of Children, Youth, and Families Commissioner Tiki Brown addressed the video directly. Brown says each of the 10 facilities featured in the video has been visited at least once by the state over the last 6 months as part of standard licensing checks. But now Brown says the state is reviewing each site again to check on the claims that were raised in the YouTube video. You better fucking find something this time. Because that's the thing. Like, all these people are getting fucking humiliated now because this video's out there. And they didn't want to look. These were standard licensing checks. They weren't investigating fraud. The people who do these checks, they're not equipped to look for fraud. They just go in there and go, does the building check out? Yeah. Is it an address? Yeah. Does it exist? All right. Is everything up to code? Okay. And then they stamp your renewal. They're not trained to uncover fraud or anything like that. So, I mean, they're going to look into it again since this video came out and embarrassed them. But at the same time, I mean, again, you'd better find something this time because it ain't going to suffice. You're not going to be able to look anyone in the eye and go, What? We didn't find any evidence of fraud. I know you need their votes. I know that without them, you guys probably don't get elected and the rest of you appointees don't have jobs. But I mean, for God's sake, you can't be like the same thing that got you into office is the same thing that's going to get you ripped out of office if you don't pull your fucking head out of your ass. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We got breaking news. An hour and 10 minutes ago, Quality Leering Center has been shut down. But wait a minute. I thought that they said Quality Learning Center was already shut down and that Nick Shirley's just a big bully. Well, here's what the New York Post is reporting today. Misspelled Minnesota daycare quality leering trucks in children after viral fraud video. Never seen kids go in there until today. No fucking way.
No, it's a video. I just want to know. What's your response? Huh?
Get the out of here.
What's your response to the allegations? Is there fraud going on here? And is there children? That's all.
Don't harass me for here.
Oh, so this was a New York Post. This is the actual New York Post reporter that went there. And apparently people in the neighborhood said this is the first time we've seen kids go there. The parking lot is empty all the time. We've never seen kids go in there until today. I was under the impression that the place is permanently closed. Monday's busy parking lot and the roughly 20 kids streaming in and out as the Post staked it out was in stark contrast to the neighbor's description and YouTuber Nick Shirley's video. I mean, if all these liberals on Twitter are going to defend the daycare place by going, it's been shut down for a long time, Nick Shirley's a retard. But now the Somalis come in and they bus in a bunch of kids, and now the liberals, the white liberals defending them are like, fuck. God damn it. Why are you doing this to us? You're just making us look stupid. Well, Nick Shirley says it's been shut down. I don't know. Hey, you guys want to hear some really good news? Donald Trump called the Israeli president about a pardon for Benjamin Netanyahu because that's something that the president of the United States should be doing, is interfering in the eternal politics of another country.
The president of Israel needs to give the prime minister
a pardon? I think he will. How do you not?
He's committed a genocide and has openly called for ethnic cleansing of an area so Israel can illegally conquer it and take it for their own. He's been illegally occupying it for 60 years. I mean, that's just the first thing on the list. I can go further. Corruption charges with mishandling political contributions.
He's a wartime prime minister who's a hero. How do you not give a pardon?
Hitler was a wartime leader. I mean, that doesn't make you a good and a hero. He's got a first-class armed military, courtesy of the red, white, and blue. They've got rocks and pieces of cement that they picked up out of their own rubble. He's a real war hero, this guy.
You know, I think it's a very hard thing not to do it. I spoke to the president, and it's on. I mean, he tells me it's on its way. You can't do better than that, right?
Go ahead, pardon the fucking guy. And Trump will dance. Let me see something. Trump approval rating. It's got to be just through the roof. He's got to be crushing it. 15 hours ago. What's Trump's approval rating looking like? Trump's approval rating has swung from +6 in January to -12 in December. Hoo boy. That ain't good. that's a decline of 42 points on his net approval rating. I don't know how you factor that in. I just want a number. I don't want -2, +2, whatever. All I want to do is like the way 538.com used to do it. Just give me, or Real Clear Politics used to do it. Just give me a a bunch of polling. Just give me a bunch of lists of polls. And now they don't do that anymore. Somebody bought Real Clear Politics and just shut down all the cool shit they did, which is gay. All right, 72 memberships away from 500. Let's move on. The Anthony Joshua thing, we updated you on it a little bit earlier tonight. Anthony Joshua's best friends were killed in that car crash in Nigeria today. His coach and personal trainer are both dead in the crash. Anthony Joshua went to the hospital. I don't know what this has to do with anything. Just hours after one was filmed playing ping pong with the star. Oh, yeah? Didn't help. So Anthony Joshua, you know, I can't remember if it was Coltrane or if it was somebody else this morning. But somebody sent something in that said, oh, my God, Aaron, breaking news. Anthony Joshua died in a car crash. And we're like, Jesus Christ, that's terrible. Only to find out that he had misread it. Anthony Joshua was in the back seat. Coach and personal trainer both died. Something happened with the driver of his vehicle where I guess he hit a parked car. Sina Gami and Latif Ayodele, both longtime friends of Joshua, were killed after the Lexus SUV they were all traveling in smashed into a stationary truck shortly after 11 a.m. today on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway in Makun. Images of the SUV's crumpled wreckage were released by Nigerian officials, while a Mitsubishi believed to be part of Joshua's convoy sat undamaged just yards away. And I don't see, as I scroll through the pictures here, any picture. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. So that's the Mitsubishi that was unharmed, undamaged. That's the vehicle they were all riding in. Shit. Anthony Joshua was said to be okay, but badly shaken up. Yeah, there he is just moments after the crash. God, what a huge come down. Just a week ago, you're celebrating one of the most watched fights in history. You broke Jake Paul's jaw. You're the hero of the internet. Everyone's like, oh, you finally knocked that fucker out. They're so happy. And now two of your best friends are dead. Awful. Historically White says Candace Owens probably has a take on this. Yeah, Candace probably. I think Candace knows what's really going on with this Anthony Joshua crash, and we ought to hit her up about this for sure. Hey, almost 300 of you checking out the show right now. Thank you very much. We're at 295. Keep hitting like, keep hitting follow, keep hitting subscribe. But few more memberships. We're doing good. We froze up a little bit. A few more PayPals, a few more Venmos, a few more memberships. You guys are doing great tonight. Let's make it happen. MSO says, who was shaken? He was shaken, not stirred. It's a James Bond joke in the middle of Anthony Joshua's friends dying. Fun. Is this an HOA thing? Is this a homeowners association deal? Some lady in Florida is getting fined daily for parking in her own driveway, and the fines have now exceeded $100,000, and she refuses to pay them, and she's battling it out in court. I want to know how the fuck someone can fine you $100,000 for parking in your own driveway. And this is in Florida, by the way, where you guys are supposed to be free and gay and everybody can do whatever the fuck they want. What the hell
Supreme Court has struck down a Lantana homeowner's fight after she was fined for parking in her own driveway. The High Court of Florida declined to hear the case of Sandy Martinez, who was fined $100,000.
Well, she's wearing a mask, so she deserves it. If you take off the mask, we'll take away all the fines. So it was parking fines of $102,000, fence damage fines. You pull in drunk, you start bumping into shit, and driveway cracks fines, $16,000. This smacks of either homeowners association or condo. that that you can't have cracks in the driveway. Well, if it was HOA, I think they'd redo the driveway as part of your homeowner's agreement. So maybe this is like a condo thing. I'm not really sure.
$65,000 for minor cosmetic code violations at her home on West Ocean Avenue back in 2021. She was fined for having cars parked in her driveway where the tires were partially on the grass or sidewalk leading up to her house. The fine was $250 a day for nearly a year. Martinez's lawyers say they're outraged by the Florida Supreme Court's decision and that cities should not be allowed to wreck lives or over trivial violations.
Well, holy shit. So she would have like people over, or she's living with multiple people, whatever the case. And I guess whether it's HOAs or, it's a house, so it wouldn't be a condo thing. So I'm guessing HOA, it looks chintzy, it looks shitty, it's shoddy and cheap to have a bunch of vehicles in your driveway. So they don't want that. They also want you keeping the driveway up so it doesn't look like white trash lives there. I get it. It's just another reason why, look, I'm against HOAs. I think they're shit, but also you can choose not to live there. And that would be my best advice. Now we got another guy in Florida. He's handing out water and he's getting fined by his HOA. Get the fuck.
Well, get some water so you're hydrated.
Thank you. Every day, David Martin is out in his driveway in his Goodyear neighborhood, passing out bottles of cold water, even on the hottest day of the year.
It's for the kids. It's for the delivery drivers. It's for the couple holding hands walking down the street.
You know what? I remember this guy. I don't know why this story popped up. This is from like 2 summers ago. Shit, we might have even been on the radio when this was a story. This guy's a lying piece of shit. This guy's a huckster. Wait, let's revisit this story because a lot of you don't remember this one. This little fucker, he's not just handing out water bottles during a hot day in Florida. He's advertising his at-home business. And the HOA does not allow him to use the HOA and their property and everything to advertise his business. He's putting like his own labels on the water bottles and he's using his home to advertise the business, which is against the rules of the HOA. They have to have like a prior agreement with them. So this guy's going to make it look like I'm just getting fined for handing out water bottles to people. He's a lying sack of shit, and he's pulling some gimmicks here.
The little kid who has to walk his dog in the heat.
The goodwill gesture was not supposed to be controversial, but that's exactly what happened after the Canyon Trails HOA and its management company, FS Residential, started sending the homeowner a bunch of citations last year for having a cooler in his driveway. Following a number of news stories on Arizona's family, Martin says the citations stopped, so we thought the HOA had decided to leave him alone. Then a couple months ago, the violation letters and $100 fines started up again.
I have no idea why they're coming down on me.
It's fucking Brick Tamlin 20 years later. Oh, I have no idea why they're doing this as he eats a popsicle made of soap.
I don't know. Doesn't make any sense.
Here we are in July, the hottest day of the year.
Candyman Kicks. Yeah, he's advertising for his business, Candyman Kicks, and being kind of a cunt about it.
Still talking about a water cooler with free cold water. It's ridiculous that they are adding violations.
And he's wearing his Candyman Kicks merch like on TV knowing he's going to be on the news. What a douche.
To a total that's not going to be paid because I'm giving out free cold water.
The Goodyear homeowner is now taking the dispute with his HOA a step further. He started a petition drive and collected more than 100 signatures to have 3 HOA board members removed.
Yeah. We looked into this guy, and the news so portrayed this story like he was just being a good Samaritan. No, he was promoting his Candyman Kicks business. And the HOA didn't like that he was using the cooler and the water and everything else to promote his business.
That with the 3 new board members that get elected, that they'll see that wasting time and money on a water cooler that's helping the community is just that, a waste.
Yeah, of course. I hate that shit when people do that. What? I'm just being nice. And they totally know what they're doing. They're not just being nice. Matt, just come clean. Just say, look, we're doing a little gimmick here. We'll pay the $100 fine and then talk to your HOA and be like, what can we do to, work something out where we can still do this. $1 from Red Fox Mad says Aaron has an HOA. That's why Aaron had to sell his camper. Or was it because April made Aaron sell it? I love having a camper. No woman will make me sell it. Great show tonight. Everyone donate. Thank you, Red Fox Matt. I appreciate that. And he's right. Everyone donate. But no, we sold the camper because it's just, they're a pain in the ass. And especially in Minnesota, you feel like you have to use it every fucking weekend. So you're going camping places. And it's just, I don't know. You couldn't pay me to take on another camper. And plus, where we live, we were parking it on the street, which fucking sucked, or you could park it diagonal in the driveway, which was obnoxious as all hell. I don't know. There were a lot of drawbacks, and the good part was, it's kind of fun. You can drink and sleep where you drink. And as you get older and you drink less and less, and then the oldest daughter started complaining, like, I don't like sleeping in there as much, and it's not as fun. We tapped out on it. And then we found out that like a year or so ago that the people who bought it from us, that the engine blew up. So they got a few good years out of it. Thank you very much for that gifted membership. Honky gifting another membership. Thank you. Hey, let's start packing on those memberships and start packing on those Rumble rants. And I might get to avoid, that thing tonight, which is cool. Honky with $1 says Aaron kept the Tahoe and got rid of the hoe. Oh, that. Nigel Rhodes says you sold the minivan because April didn't think it was cool. You know what? I will admit to a total simp move now that it's almost 6 years later. April, April never said get rid of the minivan, but she goes, oh God, I just don't think I could date someone who drives a minivan. And my kids loved the minivan. And so we went and looked for vehicles and I got a different vehicle. And I convinced myself that, I got to get rid of the minivan because it depreciates in value so much. Meanwhile, the payment on that fucking minivan was sweet, right? And, I went and got the Tahoe, which, again, I love the Tahoe. It's probably my favorite vehicle I've ever driven. I love the damn thing. It's awesome. But I didn't get rid of the minivan and get the Tahoe because, I just love that Tahoe so much. And yeah, the minivans are shit. Dude, it had a DVD player and headrest seats or headrest TVs for the kids. They loved it. Or no, it didn't have headrest. It had the flip down TV monitor for the kids, and they'd plug in their headphones and watch movies and shit. Yeah, so I did, to answer that question, did I get rid of the minivan for April? I wouldn't have gotten rid of the minivan if April was not around, but that's not the same as her making me get rid of it, if that makes sense. Honky with $1 says, speaking of engines blowing up, Vivek Ramaswamy Ding Dong is threatening to sue his primary opponent for exposing the scammy Jeet as a scummy Jeet. Oh, what is that? Nick Fuentes had a response. They asked J.D. Vance about Nick Fuentes, and he said Nick Fuentes can eat shit. Nick Fuentes' response was classic. So apparently it got back to J.D. Vance that Nick Fuentes had called J.D. Vance's wife, Usha, a Jeet, said that J.D. Vance is married to a Jeet. And then J.D. Vance responded by saying Nick Fuentes can eat shit. And this was the response that Nick had. Rumble.com/Nick J. Fuentes.
Now, first of all, I have to say, I really appreciate the invitation. It's very gracious. I've said a lot of negative things about J.D. Vance. So for him to extend an invitation like that to me, to have dinner, a traditional Indian dinner with him and his family.
Fuck.
It actually moved me. It actually touched me a little bit.
This is the mistake Piers Morgan made too. You can't be serious with this guy because he's a little shit stirrer. He's a shit talker. Like he only takes things seriously when he wants to. So the more serious you get, the more he's just going to meme you. Like, me mom died in the holly. Like, they turn that on that guy That's how you know that this new generation is just built different, because even millennials up through Gen X and boomers and everything else, you start going, me mom died in the holly, and we go, yeah, that's, oh, fuck, I'm sorry. You tell a Gen Z guy like Nick Fuentes, like, me mom died in the Holocaust, and he's like, what? And then they'll make a joke about the Holocaust, and they go, what, too soon? And then when a guy goes, but my mom was in the camps, and he goes, oh, me mom died in the holly, and then put it all over Twitter, it's like, okay, this younger generation, that was kind of one of those moments where I went, I better step aside, because these Gen Z kids are ruthless as fuck compared to us. Like, millennials thought it, and Gen Z did it. That's like how the generations go. Like, millennials thought all the stuff that Gen Z is saying about all this. We just thought in polite society you don't vocalize those things. Gen Z just said, fuck it, we're going to say it. Millennials thought so Gen Z could speak.
Been nothing but antagonistic to this guy, really unprovoked. I started the beef. And so for him, in the spirit of the holiday, in the spirit of Christmas, for him to extend an invitation in public like that, to enjoy a traditional Indian dinner prepared by his wife with his family at the Naval Observatory, he's a better man than me. He's a better man than me.
I really think it's the shit-eating grin that sells it. Shit-eating in this case, literally.
And I got to give him a lot of credit for that. Credit where it is due. But respectfully, I must decline. That's sort of the whole point. I don't want to eat shit. Kind of the whole point. We don't want them here because we don't want to eat shit. I know they do that in India.
God,
I know they literally eat cow shit. I know that they will scratch their ass and then prepare food and eat shit that way also. We don't want them here because we don't eat shit in America. We try to avoid eating shit as much as possible. It's why we wash our hands.
So let it just be a reminder to you. Don't do that. Don't try to go. That's not the way to go after Nick Fuentes. It's just not the way to go after him. And no, Joey Caravello, JD Vance's wife's name is Usha. It is not, as you say, Poopa. In fact, I'm going to say that might even be childish. Honky, thank you for the $1. Painting hard pipes, but with her saliva this time. All right. Taste Fairy Ialto says, don't forget about the shit-throwing festivals. No, her name is not Pusha. There is no P in Usha. It's Usha. It's not Pusha. You know, guys, I'm not allowed to tell you for another 25 minutes, but we are close enough where if you wanted to do these jokes at $5 a pop, we'd be home pretty soon, and I really appreciate it. So I can't read every single one of these, although they are good. And no, to respond to one of you, Usha is not short for anything. Definitely not short for you shat on my lawn. It's not accurate. It is kind of weird that we bring so many people to this country from India, though, because like the cultures are just so not the same. And they're so not like meshable. Like you've got to be like the Japanese or the Chinese where they're like, if we go somewhere, we're going to become like that culture and we're going to try and do that culture better. Like they're good assimilators, if you will, in a good way, because they're very competitive. But like the Japanese are also proud. They don't necessarily like to come here all that much. They like their own country. They're pretty, ethnocentric. But like India, there's not much in India where you go, oh, that's just like we do here in the United States. It's not. And all those H-1B visas are done so that large corporations can save 30% on their labor costs. That's it. Oh, these guys, this was a big fuck up in Detroit. Okay, so this is a great case of someone fucking up and then someone trying to fix the fuck up and only making the fuck up worse. Let's do this story out of Detroit Meanwhile, you guys keep going with those memberships. Keep going with those Rumble rants. A little Venmo, a little PayPal. Let's go nuts. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. I appreciate you.
The family of Edna Burton tells me she worked at Henry Ford St. John Hospital for more than 20 years. So when she suffered a stroke in 2023, they knew she was in good hands. But after she underwent surgery to remove a part of her skull, months later, when it was time to reattach it, they say they were in disbelief when the hospital told them they had lost it.
How do you make that phone call? And how long do you wait? Because anytime you fuck up that badly and you lose something that important, you scrounge, you scrape, you look, you hunt, you peck, you try to find, you're Googling, is there anything we doctors can use in place of a skull? Can we give her anything in titanium? Can we crack a baboon's head open and give her part of that? Like, what is that dead guy over there? Is his skull solid? Like, how long do you wait after you realize you've lost this old woman's skull before you call and tell her, yeah, we don't know what to do. That soft spot in your head, you might want to get used to it for a while. I mean, you're doing well now, right? Like with the soft spot you have, you're doing aces. So you'll be fine.
It ain't even about the money. Like, y'all don't even know what y'all took from us.
Now, see, look at what a retard she talks like now because she doesn't have that piece of her skull. Give her skull back so she can speak properly.
It was June of 2023 when Burton underwent a hemocraniectomy where part of her skull was removed to relieve pressure on her brain. She had the surgery.
You bastards, you cut out his brain!
In the same OR unit where she worked for over 2 decades.
Oh, no.
Months later, as she was being prepped to undergo surgery to have the piece reattached, her family learned it was gone.
Her boss come down that she worked for years, Jennifer. She said,
"Oh, this isn't the woman who had the skull part cut out?" Oops. So she just talks like that normally? Cool. Where'd you say, Detroit? Yeah, I suppose.
Edna, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry now. This is like a day or so later. I'm so sorry. I really don't know what happened. I don't know how this could happen. She in tears.
According to a lawsuit.
No, ma'am, we're going to find the piece of your skull. Just do me a favor. Try to calm down. Don't lose your head. Oh, fuck. Look, this is not a big deal. The rest of us are going to put our heads together. I mean, shit. Look, we're going to work as hard as we can for you on this. We really have a soft spot for this kind of fucking shit.
Filed in Wayne County Circuit Court, the hospital mixed up her bone flap with the bones of a woman named Edna Brown. The hospital then paid for a prosthetic plate to use as a replacement.
Hey, guess what? That had to be the most insulting part is we're like, okay, we got good news, we got bad news. Bad news is we lost your mom's skull. I know. Look, wait, let me get to the good news. We're going to give her a fake skull, and hey, you're going to love this. 100% on the house. Huh? What do you think? We're going to give her a fake skull on us. We'll put screws in it and everything. It'll be great. It'll be great. We can make it glow up, like we can Bluetooth it to the phone, and every time she gets a text message, her head can blink. You want to do that? No, they're about to really fuck up again, too, in this story. Because you know how, like, all these hospitals or airlines and stuff, whenever they fuck up, they'll try to offer you something. They're offering you something so you don't sue them. Once you accept something from them, you can't sue them anymore. It becomes very difficult to sue them. So wait until you hear what they offered her to keep quiet about this whole losing your head thing.
The family says hospital staff offered them a $25 gas card as an apology.
That sounds like you're saying Jews.
And you guessed it, a Jew.
Well, I can't understand none of it. This one begat that one, and that one begat this one, and begat, and lo and behold, someone says some shit to someone or another. Just how retarded are you?
Think they lost part of her skull, and they offered her a $25 gas card.
I hope you die.
Dude. You're all fucking doctors. The hospital didn't even have to do it. You guys could have each thrown in a 50 and you could have got her, I don't know, $500-600 in gas cards at least.
They found it to be very insulting.
Now, okay, what would have been more insulting? And be honest with me, black lawyer. A $25 gas card or $50 to Popeyes? Which one would have been more offensive? Come on. Because the Popeyes, you can say it's more offensive because it's fried chicken, but I love Popeyes, and it's $50 instead of $25. $25 gas card is only offensive because it's a shitty amount of gas. It's like half a tank of gas. There's no racial connotations attached to it. $50, twice the money, but it's fried chicken. Your move, black man.
Attorney Cameron Bell is representing the family in the lawsuit. After the prosthetic piece was attached, Morton's family says her health rapidly declined. She now
Uh-oh. Guys, that fake skull you put in there, it's made it worse. Oh, shit. What did we do now? That was a piece of tile from my bathroom. I'm sorry. It's probably full of piss and shit. My husband sprays. He hits the toilet bowl and it splashes and it, oh God. Yeah, that's probably, your brain's probably infected. We'll take care of it.
lives in a nursing home, is bedbound.
She looks like she's in the fucking Tuskegee experiment.
And uses a feeding tube. Bell says the hospital maintains her decline was not caused by the prosthetic.
We think it's asinine that,
And also, we gave you guys more than enough money in gas to get home. What are you bitching about?
They're suggesting that she's better off with the artificial skull compared to her natural God-given chunk of her skull.
You know, there's a plantation called Candyland where they have a skull from a guy called Old Ben. I bet you could borrow some.
Burton's family says they want
He has 3 dimples for obedience.
Hospital to be held accountable.
They could say that.
Oh, what part of $25 gas card don't you understand?
Oh, what she's going through, staring from a stroke. How do we know? Y'all threw her bone. Y'all didn't even give it a chance.
It's important to note Henry Ford Health took over operations of the hospital after what happened to Burton's family. We reached out to Ascension Health for a comment on this lawsuit and have not heard back. Noelle Friel, Local 4.
Is it a coincidence that a Henry Ford hospital fucked over a black family? You know, he wasn't the biggest fan of theirs. Henry Ford did not like the dark meat, as it were. They lost her skull. Like, you can lose a lot of shit in a hospital. Keys, a broom, a clipboard. You're not allowed to lose bones, bro. Red Fox Mad with $1 says the boomers are the worst generation. They are selfish and ruined everything. They also complain constantly. Yeah, but they're also our parents, and we're going to miss them when they're gone, so enjoy the time you got, you know. Honky with $1 says, oh, my God, that's cray-cray, Neil. Cray-Neil. Cray-Neil. You understand. Sam Show says, she worked there. Did they say she spent 20 years working at that hospital? 20 years in that joint, and they lose her skull. Nobody there ever gave a shit about her. In fact, they came in and they were like, oh, yeah, she used to work here. And they're like, someone at the hospital didn't like her. I mean, maybe. It's also a fucking Detroit hospital. They are fully capable of being incompetent all on their own. Red Fox Mad with $1 says Health Partners or Delta Dental. Blue Cross Blue Shield Health and Dental Insurance. Which one is better? Which one will lose a piece of your skull? I have Health Partners and I have Delta Dental. I love both. Delta Dental covers 80% of my shit. And then up to $1,000. So you get up to $1,000. Dental insurance is different than health insurance, where your health insurance doesn't fully kick in until you hit that deductible. Dental insurance is weird because it fully kicks in until you hit that deductible. Then you get whatever your split is. So with my insurance, the first $1,000 is, there you go. You pay your copay. I don't even think I have a copay on mine for my dental. But then after $1,000, it's they cover 80. You got to go 20. What do you do, right? I like it though. It's a good deal. Like this tooth I have now, it's either going to be a filling or a root canal. They cover 80% of both after the deductible is hit. So I can't endorse Delta Dental enough. I did find out though that I do my vision through my dental rather than through my health. I don't know why. That's just the way I did it. And with my vision, it covers a shitload of your glasses and contacts, but I don't get an eye exam. Whereas a lot of, like, when you do it through health, sometimes it's the opposite. You get the free eye exam, but then they don't cover so much on the glasses and contacts, which is odd. Yeah, they offered her $25 in gas for your skull. Imagine your skull being so worthless that they offer you $25. $25 for your head, for your fucking skull. God damn, man. Yeah, I'm checking out Twitter right now. That whole Leering Center bussing in kids thing has gone completely viral. Completely viral. Wow. Hennepin County, Minnesota's proposed budget plan shows that they budgeted over $50 million in 2025 for woke disparity elimination initiatives, which includes over $10 million just for climate and resiliency. What the fuck is going on in this state? God damn it. Oh, hey, guys, I got great news for you. Mike Pompeo, Pompeo's like the former head of the CIA, right? Is that the Mike Pompeo I'm thinking of? I got great news. He was being interviewed, and he's letting us know what the prerequisites are for being part of the conservative movement. You'll love this.
The Jewish community keeps hearing more and more anti-Semitic sentiment.
It's not anti-Semitism. The Jewish ethno-state of Israel is fucking smoking women and children at unheard of rates and literally committing ethnic cleansing. And they've been occupying and starving these people for 60 years. That's not hating Jews. That's not anti-Semitism. I don't fucking care about you Jews. I want you to leave us the fuck alone. I just want that country you guys all worship and love to stop fucking massacring people. That's all.
Israel sentiment. Is that the direction of the party, or is that going to...
You know what? I will give the Israelis this. You know what great benefit they have that white Americans especially have lost? They do not give a fuck, and they do not apologize. They do evil, dastardly. I don't think we should do evil, dastardly, awful things. I think that would be bad. But we should have a little bit of that fuck you swagger that the Israelis have. Because you can't shame them. It's been 2 years plus now of people hating them. And they not only do they not apologize, they spin it. They're the victims. They bomb and massacre women and children. And then we go, guys, stop fucking massacring women and children. They go, oh, they were being attacked again. We're being persecuted like we were in the Holocaust. And it's like, I know it's not working as well as it used to, but white Americans and white Europeans could use a little more of that fuck you attitude, just not be so shitty with it.
Fizzle out. What can we do to make sure that we continue to protect the Republican Party to grow in the right direction?
By the way, this guy means grow in the right direction, Republican Party, meaning not criticize Israel.
Yeah. You know, that there's this old adage that says, you know, the friend of my enemy is my friend.
No. You fucking retard. That's not how it goes. You worked in intelligence? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's the saying. And it's that dastardly, disastrous thinking that's pretty much fucked up all of America's foreign policy the last 70 years. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
You little bastard, you attacked my stepson?
Sorry, Mark.
You know, we have to call out those, whatever. If we agree with them on 90% of the issues, and yet they are anti-Zionist or they are anti-Semitic, we have to call it what it is. We can't say, well, gosh, they agree with me on limited government. They think taxes should be lower, or they're they're good Christian people. That's great. When someone, whatever political party they are, behaves in a way that is inconsistent with the love of their fellow man and the love of the Jewish people here in the United States and the Jewish people in their rightful homeland in Israel or wherever they may be in the diaspora, Republican leaders have a responsibility to not only just call it out, but explain why that's so deeply inconsistent with who we are as conservatives. And
I want to point out, Mike Pompeo is not an Israeli. Mike Pompeo is an American official. And he's saying it doesn't matter if you agree with 90% of what we believe in. If you're not pro-Israel and pro-Zionist, we have to call that out for what it is until you fix it. Again, if this was an Israeli who's advocating for Israel and Israel's interest, I get it. Look, you're a patriot. You're into your country first. Everyone should be that way. Absolutely. This guy's fucking American, Republican, and former lead government official.
Republicans. I think that's sometimes the hard part is to say, gosh, Joe's my friend, and Joe said something like anti-Semitic, and I don't want to make Joe mad. Joe agrees with me on being pro-life or whatever it may be.
Joe doesn't fucking care about Jews. Not everything is fucking about you guys. We don't want to think about you. Most of us don't know any of you. We don't care. We don't want our tax dollars going to a Jewish ethno-state bombing Muslims in the name of their religion. We're kind of against the whole killing because of religion thing. It's bitten us in the ass before. Fucking hell. If you don't let me eliminate all of these brown people in a place I'd like to build a condo, you must be Hitler. I guess.
No good. That's insufficient. There are, we're a big tent party. We have people with lots of different ideas.
We're a big tent party. But you have to be pro-Zionist or otherwise you can't be it's a giant tent, room for everybody. And all of a sudden now here we're going to shrink it down to this one issue. You cunt.
You can agree with me about what the right marginal tax rate is on capital gains. That sounds great. You cannot allow disagreement on this issue to creep inside of our party because it will be poisonous and it will grow and metastasize in ways that will be really difficult to get back. And so I've actually been encouraged over the last weeks and even last few months that the handful of folks who have behaved in ways that are inconsistent with
I can't with this guy. A, he's boring, and B, this is fucking insane. Jesus. Honky with $1 says should have got the patient Vikings tickets. Skull. That's terrible. It's really that's really terrible. That's really bad. Very funny, but really, really bad. RZTBP says, give him hell, Shoe. I think it's Toe, but Shoe works. Call me Shoe. You can call me Toe. You can call me Ray. But you doesn't have to call me Johnny. Oh, God. Well, I guess we're all out. Guys, I got bad news. We're all out of the Republican Party. Terrible news for you. We're all out of the Republican Party. We all got kicked out. Check this out. The Minnesota Star Tribune at the beginning of the month had a headline, Trump claims Minnesota lost billions to fraud. The evidence to date isn't close. And then a headline they had just this morning. Here's what to know about Minnesota's fraud crisis. Oh, God. It's unreal. It's just, it's not even whether or not fraud happened. We're all just waiting to find out what the total's going to be. Just what it's all going to be. MSO says, I didn't want to say anything, because it was really rocking and rolling there for the first hour and a half, and then it just kind of died on us a little bit. I don't want to be too arrogant because I do think this is something we'll need to address for the new year, is the Dying Evening Show and what we're going to do about the money that's made on the evening show. But we've had a great 2025. We're going to play the music. We're going to see if we can make this last $90. I don't think it looks great for tonight, and I'm not too pumped about tomorrow night and its prospects either. With the evening show, it just hasn't been there. We might be able to pull off a miracle here in the last 5-6 minutes, but I just want to say you guys are doing great, and I appreciate you 100%. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Let's fire up the light. I got 4 more of these party poppers, and every 5 membership drop or every $20 drop, I'm firing off one of these party poppers. I want to get rid of these by the end of the night. We got 2 songs to play. Let's rally up. Let's hit the light. Fire up the classic. You guys throw money at the show. If we did a good job for you tonight, think about throwing in $5 or $10. 90 is the number. Not the worst number in the world, but it's 90. We do have to get on it. Gift those memberships. Throw a couple bucks at us. The links are in the chat. And let's see if we can't hit that $90, guys. I got one of these bad boys ready to go for the first $20 drop. We're just waiting. And if we get rid of all 4 of these, that means it's going to be another win for the toe. MSO says, get the butter. Yeah, I got a bad feeling about tonight. I like the show. You guys have been great. But the evening show in general, I've got some plans for next year because I don't know. Now, maybe everything works out tonight and we make a shitload of money here in these last 5 minutes, but I don't know. $1 from Red Fox Matt. He says, bring Matt and Corey back for the night shows. F Matt's wife. She can suck Obama's wife's mic dick. Damn. Well, we're starting with $1. I guess the longest trip starts with the first step. All right. What do we got? Honky with $1. Says this music should be for that head patient at the Battle of Stalingrad. Tom, we got to give you 5 minutes here, buddy. You're a little much right now. I love you, Tom, but goddamn, sometimes you can be a complete autist. We have to raid somebody after tonight's show as well. We got to do another raid. Throw in a couple of bucks. Don't leave us hanging. We'd love to have your generosity. Let's knock out these last 2 evening shows of the week. What do you say? With the gifted memberships. No PayPal, no Venmo tonight, so we could crack that egg a little bit. Whatever we can do. Whatever we can do. We're 90 away from tonight. Like I said, we had a solid run early. Red Fox Mad gifting a membership. Thank you. 70 memberships away from $585 away from tonight's goal. Main Vein with $10 says good show tonight. Thank you, Main Vein. $75 away from tonight's goal. Let's see how close we can get, guys. On a Wall gifting a membership. Thank you, buddy. Down to 70 away from tonight's goal, and 69 memberships from 500. T. Spencer got that membership. Is that the first song? All right. Now let's do the last one. Let's do our last song here, and hopefully in these last 3 minutes you guys feel like throwing something in. I believe, what, $65 away? Hey, we got 2 or 3 5 membership gift drops. We got ourselves a win. Let's fire up the old World War I anthem. I talked about her this morning. I talked about her on tonight's show as well. I'm sorry that I think you guys might be projecting a little of your own loneliness. You should be happy. We took an L tonight. Come on. These evening shows, we've been taking more and more L's lately. You should be thrilled about that. Nigel Rhodes says $50. Yes, $50, and I will raid Ethan Ralph enthusiastically. Nigel Rhodes. Are you, I mean, are you offering? Do I have to stay here? Or am I not raiding Ralph? Either way, I should have been prepared with somebody to raid here. Let's go on to those live streams on Rumble and see who we're going to raid. Here we go. View all live. I don't like to raid the ones that have like thousands of people watching because they don't appreciate it. You know? I don't see Ralph on here, though. I don't see Ralph on the list. You're not on the list, sir. We lost by 50 tonight, by the way. Not the end of the world. Again, you guys have been great all year. We've had a wonderful 2025, and I do appreciate that. I don't see Ralph on Rumble. Otherwise, I would have rated him. Well. Let's pick somebody who's got like 100 or so. Project Sunrise, that looks creepy as fuck. The spy in your inbox. Dr. John defends a pedo. No, thank you. I will not be rating that person. Tori Says Show, sparking your memory. None of this stuff looks good. Night Shift News. How about the Handy News? The Night Shift News with Handy and Miss DeWinter. Now, are you guys going to behave yourself? If I send
Second
you
largest Somali community in America.
Oh, they're talking Somalis. You guys can go talk about Somalis with this guy. I'm going to send you over there. Thank you guys very much. Wonderful night tonight. Red Fox Mad with $5 says Aaron has a beautiful and wonderful girlfriend. I have seen them together. Aaron always gets the beautiful woman. The day I feel like I have to prove to the internet that I have a girlfriend, I think is the day I've died. I think that's the day it's over. Oh my God, it looks like we hit tonight. It looks like we did it. Red Fox Mad with $5. And then Miss Tay coming in at the end with a big 50 drop. Says, thanks, Tom Myers, you cunt. Oh, my goodness. All right. But here's the deal. I need the link. I need the Killstream link. If I don't have the link, I can't raid Ralph. So that's going to put Miss Tay at $70 now. So that puts her in third. Miss Tay is now at 70. Thank you so much for that. Well, and I was fully willing to accept my defeat, and I was being gracious to you guys and thanking you so much for the amazing year we've had, and then you guys knock it out anyway. You beautiful fucks. Thank you, Miss Tay. Thermodyne dropping out of the top 5. All right, now I'll just go search for Ralph. It would be Killstream, right? It doesn't say he's live on Rumble. Oh, there we go. Why wasn't he showing up?
Person has not been making all the same claims.
Okay. Is Candace Owens on his fucking... Oh, he's watching a clip of her being interviewed. I thought he had Candace Owens on. All right, let's go. We're going to send you guys over to Ethan Ralph. Be nice. There you go. We're going to raid the kill stream. You guys are being sent over to the illustrious kill stream. Prepare to be launched. Hit like and hit subscribe and hit follow on your way out. Thank you guys very much for making this a successful evening show. I love you for it. Later.